I don't know what build you're gonna go in there on Lilith with, but is way harder than anything in Path of Exile ×2.
Crucible League versus having double goblins, dude. Like double goblins.
Double goblins any day. Like that's 2 goblins, not just like a couple of goblins. Ashes of Creation, dude. That game's literally 1 out of 10 best case scenario. They're just scamming people. That game's trash diarrhea.
Don't say that, bro. Yeah,
you never had your dad come up to you and be like, well, pick a belt, and then he takes you into his closet and you have to pick the belt.
Well, to be fair, I had that as well, where sometimes you choose the punishment, and what I found was I could actually tank the damage, and it became
I could tank the damage and become immune. Nightmare dungeons are the absolute worst content in this entire game, in my opinion. There's nothing fun about them. It doesn't know I'm a human.
Bro, turn off the Discord blur.
Oh, is it this way?
What is your camera, bro? What are you even using?
I don't know. It's like 20 years old.
Dude, your camera is unironically from 20 years ago. Like it's not 20 years, probably like 15 years ago.
It was showing my game when I hit virtual camera. How do I make it be like my camera? All right, whatever. I don't care. Let's do whatever.
Well, you can't lose XP though, brother. You can't lose the XP.
EXP? What do you mean? I'm level 100.
Well, you can't. Wait. Well, I suppose that's true. True. Wait. Are you even doing anything? And like, what is your current goals in Diablo 4?
I was just killing people. I need some like shitty level 50 or unique item to test something with, but it doesn't want to drop because the game's dumb.
Wait, what item?
Some Ramadini's. It's a garbage item, which is like the only unique I don't have.
Wait, have you looted it? Wait, you haven't looted the fucking Giga Rare ones, right? The fucking like any of the top tier
Those aren't in the game.
People are looting the. I've heard. Apparently, the word on the street is Wudijo and Rax. Rax have both looted one of the T-Zeros, but just not.
No, they haven't. Wudijo's looted 4 deaths on his character, and Rax is making another character that's getting power leveled.
God damn. Oh shit, dude, that just fucking Wudijo, bro. Do you remember Wudijo from back in the D3 days?
Yeah, I remember when he first got popular. He got some viewers. He was doing the like season 2. He's doing that little like you found some like new meta DH build. I don't know if you remember that.
Well,
like some little lightning, tendril, ball, nether. I don't know. I never played the demon under the attack it's called.
Yeah. I remember the bull. I do remember the bull meta. I remember the bull meta 100% when it was way better than everything else. And but then Oceanic servers were OP because we had the least amount of lag. Do you recall that? I
remember some people doing like 4-man groups in like other regions so that they want to get the like NA and the EU lag. Yeah.
Yeah, Gabynator had to because we overtook his ass because he couldn't do ball lining properly, and he had to like.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, bro. He had to find like an Australian guy to open up games for him, and then once he figured out like it was actually Oceanic was OP. It was the new meta, dude.
I just remember that time you trolled him with that like rank 1 build, and he like tried to copy paste and he's so dumb.
Dude, combination strike.
Season 2, dude. The last like 2 days or whatever, you had like your little profile, and he like copy pasted your build. It was like your build was a troll, and he was trying to push on it.
It was the most dog shit build ever. If you knew anything about monks at the time, it was like it literally didn't function. But he just, I don't know. Gabynator was just another kind of. He was an animal. And that was a classic. Certainly was a classic. No, I remember lots of. Dude, I have lots of memories. Do you remember one of the seasons I got boycotted by a bunch of Diablo guys, and I couldn't get. The top. I can't remember what the guild was called. They would refuse SOS. The super tryhard botter guys, they hated me because I hated botters, obviously, and they refused. And then
their like leader of their clan like streamed with his camera on, and then had his bot running when he went to bed. Forgot to turn off his like stream.
Yeah, right. X.
We're just watching his stream botting. What a dumbass.
He's around, by the way. Wait, I think he was either at ExileCon or BlizzCon. He was there, and he wanted me to like sign his bot. He had like some picture of the guy's around still. He exists, unlike Gaby.
Yeah, usually people don't die in their 20s. Yeah.
No, but those guys boycotted my ass, and I remember you came in and helped me get keystones so I could push.
Maybe I don't really remember.
Well, to be fair, it was more mutually benefit. You needed higher keys as well, but I remember it was you and then Freezy 3.
Oh, yeah, he's still around.
He's a Kiwi gamer, bro. Oceanic. Elk did not carry me, okay? He did. It was impossible for him to get a keystone high enough to push its highest keystone.
That system was dog shit.
Yeah, no, it was. But it's literally in Diablo Immortal now, bro. They just white chain copy pasted like the whole thing.
Never played it. Never even looked at it.
You needed to log in, man. So what they did was even the map generation. The map. So the Rift system in that game, they did 25. Basically, every time you do a Rift, you had to pay $25. Anyway.
Yeah. Why would you play that?
What's to prove how bad it is, right? You got to show people how bad
Yeah,
it is.
sure. You know, back in my day when a game was dog shit, people didn't play it and people didn't talk about it. That's where it started and ended. That was it.
True. But this is 2023, Alkaizer, okay? Some people, especially when it comes to Blizzard games, you know, it's. I mean, bro, how are people gonna learn that the game's dog shit if someone doesn't play it and find out it's dog shit?
They look at it and be like, man, that game looks stupid, and then they don't play it.
Well, that's what I thought about Terraria, right? I mean, did you think? When was the first time you played Terraria?
That game was good. That game's like that game. Let me just put it this way: Terraria is a better game than Diablo 4.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't disagree. I mean, that game is a fucking masterpiece.
That game's good.
But it looks shit, right? It looks shit initially, I feel like. So you have to go in there and you have to spend $25,000 and find out just really how bad some games are. Especially when it comes to Diablo, right? If you're a Diablo content creator, like I feel like you know that's I mean Wudijo, he went crazy in that game.
I'll be honest. I have zero relatability with what we're talking about. I don't play games when they're shit. No matter what.
No, I respect that. To be fair, I respect that. That does actually. That's very logical and actually quite intelligent. But you know, wait. Do you think streaming is not a job then, and you just play games?
Is it a job? I mean, I guess to an extent. Is it a useful job or a needed job? No, we're kind of like beggars. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, but do you take
at best case, we're like jesters, and in King's Court, we're like jesters.
Yeah. But do you take it like? Do you treat it as a job at all?
I take it somewhat serious. I don't know if I'd say I treat it like I treat it more than a job, because other jobs I just like if I don't feel like working there anymore, I quit.
So sometimes it's an occupational thing where you know part of your job is to like go play some shit game just because it's tangentially related to the game you play in general. It's like you logged into Wolcen, right?
What about it? Yeah, I mean, Wolcen genuinely was fun playing through the campaign. Then you realize everything is like kindergarten, like math and systems, and they just like copied things that look cool without understanding anything that's going on actually in the game. So the game is dog shit. It's like, oh, does this add or multiply? Who knows? Maybe this is 1%. Maybe it's 100%. I don't know.
We had it. So Dr. Frog, one of my moderators, he like data mined the game and it showed like something like 20% of nodes literally had no effect tied to them. So it just had text like saying it would do something, and it wouldn't actually do anything. And it was true as well. Like just the half the game was just literally fucking broken. Not to mention, yeah, it was straight up unfinished. But you can see why it's kind of like even if you expect the game to be shit, sometimes you gotta log in. That's my point that I'm making, I guess. But yeah. But no, that's pretty base. So wait, you're saying you would never play a game the second you find out the game's dog shit, you're logging out always? So because I remember,
I'll decide for myself.
I remember a quote from back in the day. Was an Alkaizer quote, which was "Muns before funds." Can you explain like the thought process and like the logic behind what that means, or was that just a meme entirely?
I mean, it's kind of true, kind of meme. It's like, you know, if you're gonna stream Diablo 3 for 2K viewers, or you're gonna stream some Path of Exile League to a bunch of dumbasses for 400 viewers, you know, sometimes you choose the 2K. It's just like I'm pretty sure most people do that.
Yo, okay, yeah.
That was when the Diablo 3, like it was like season 5, I think. It was like Thorns build. It's like, let's be honest, who wants to play a fucking Thorns build? Remove Thorns from every single action RPG, and it's just a better game.
I am a Thorns enjoyer, actually, though. When it works well, but it just never works. It pretty much in every game that's ever implemented, it never. You know, hey. No, but it's kind of a cool idea, though, bro. Like, bro, whenever I found out you could be Thorns Paladin in D2, I was like, dude, that's what I'm gonna do. And that's the build that I played back in the day. Whenever I was like, you know, Thorns, the idea of someone taking like damage from hitting you, that's exciting.
You know what I think, genuinely? You don't like Diablo 2. Every time I've ever watched you play Diablo 2, I'm just like, man, this guy hates this game.
Yeah, no, dude. No. I said it before, I said it again, dude. Diablo 3 is unironically a better game than D2. Like,
I agree with you, and I'm someone with like 10,000 hours in Diablo 2, probably even more.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the reality.
That game's shit. It's just too old, man. Like, that potion system in Diablo 2 literally kills the game.
Wait, you understand there's D2 creators who are outwardly defending and saying they should implement a potion system. They want to remove all generators and have mana potions from D2 in the game. So that way, at least you're spamming a potion and you get to use your spinner a lot.
I mean, I think the part where your character in this game just constantly says, "I need more fury" or "I don't have enough spirit" is like why is that like 80% of the gameplay?
True. Oh wait, so you don't necessarily disagree with the? So maybe you're open to the.
I don't know fucking potion spamming and like going to town and getting potions. I'm just saying the way that resource generation and spending is in the current game is kind of like I mean it's just not very fun, that part of the game. I mean, it is what it is, but if anybody thinks like the idea of like auto attacking for 1 damage 20 times and then spending your resource that you gain for 15 million damage is fun, cool, but that's definitely not for me.
Yeah, I can respect that. I get that. But then again, it's a problem that you can kind of obsolete by bypassing it with gear in the future, right?
Kind of, but from the sounds of the people who make this game, they sound like they really, really like that to always be a problem, like in the game. They always want you to have to like work to generate resource and then, you know, spend it, and then like even the best like geared characters or builds or whatever, although like some builds definitely don't do that.
They want to encourage some sort of rotation, right? Which I feel like in other games, you know, to be fair, Path of Exile in the current year, well, older PoE was kind of like far less, you press far less shit, but now with the extra keybinds and stuff, it's like you do press more. But yeah, I think it's like, you know, back in the day, the shitty set bonuses they had in D3 would at least encourage you to, you know, press more than one button, which I think can be you know, do you not think that makes the game potentially more replayable or interesting?
I think, like, for PoE, it's just, there are too many, like, let me drop my totem, now let me cast this ability, now let me spam this ability, now let me make sure I got my flask up. Like, PoE's like a 12-button on any build. Like, if you're playing correctly, it's like 12 buttons on any build, doesn't matter what you're playing at this point. Like, it's just... This conditional thing is like getting kind of out of control in these action RPGs. Just everything is just like conditionals on conditionals, layered on conditionals, and when you don't have them all stacked up, like the gameplay is... So you end up having like 12-button builds and like this weird... Like in this game, we all know what it is. It's like if you don't crit on a vulnerable target, you do 0 damage.
Yep. Not true. I mean, to be fair, what's your take on crit and vulnerable? Like, I mean, basically being mandatory and pretty much. I mean, I think there's like one build that doesn't use crit that I've seen. What's your take on like just being vulnerable, being forced and shoehorned into every single build, and every single build being forced to go crit because it's the only way to scale damage?
I think they just need more mechanics in the game that make you want to go different routes. But also, I think this game already needs a stat squish, in my opinion. Like, my character has like 700 crit multi. Like, what is that? That's like 5 expansion numbers down the line.
I mean, dude, they have shit in there, bro. Why, dude? I'm not. Wait, to be fair, this is. I don't want to turn this into like a D4 equals shit conversation. But like, holy shit, bro! Did you see? Like, I mean, even in a Bob, like, you guys have fucking like, isn't that like a talent which is like you do 130% damage? As long as, like, there's like talents there that just
2.35, but yeah. 135% more damage, so more than double.
That is, like, why do you think that they, if like half these items and half these legendaries, if they literally just instead of said like 200%, like druids have items that are literally 3x damage, do you think that if they just not use those ridiculous numbers, it would just be in a better place in general? Like, why does it need to be 3x? What if it was just 50% more damage or 20% more damage?
I think a lot of like new players who come in and they put on something, they're like, wow, look at me, I'm doing 20% more damage. They will never notice that. But if they're doing 3 times more damage or 2 times more damage, they'll sure as hell notice that. But when it's like 15% more damage, 20% more damage, like your typical gamer guy isn't going to notice that, you know what I mean? And I think that's kind of like the point of it for them.
I mean, you fucking know. I mean, I don't know. As a WoW Andy, like the idea of, I mean, dude, to get an upgrade that was like fucking 3%, that was noticeable. But then again, you had like a recount, I guess. But even like a, you know, a single fucking thing that just makes you crit and then gives you 50% more damage, that was still significant, you know? I don't know. But I guess, yeah, no, 100%. It's going to be far more noticeable if it's ridiculous. But then you end up at this place where, you know, the expansion's already out and you're already critting in the fucking, you know, multi-millions, which is like, why? Wait, what do you think about the aspect system? Like, aspects, the whole system? I
think it's fine. It's very Diablo 3. Anybody who's played Diablo 3, like, it's 1-to-1 with that system, honestly. But I do think it could use a lot of improvements. I mean, I think a lot of replayability potential can be in the aspects, and instead they didn't do it. So my example would be like, you know, with the very, very outliered character, like if we both level druids 1 to 65, we would probably have the exact same legendary aspects available, like both of us, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of dumb. Like there should be like more rare ones, or maybe ones that only drop in like World Tier 3 or maybe World Tier 4, but that's clearly not the case. The only ones that are kind of rare are the ones that they drop off rings, just because there's a million different aspects that can spawn on rings. But it doesn't seem like there's any rarity, like actual rarity, or like things that are exclusive to world tiers, and I think that's a lot of potential that was lost. Instead of, hey, my level 65 druid looks the exact same as your level 65 druid. We have the exact same legendary aspects, and that's kind of dumb.
Yeah,
It's dumb.
no, it is dumb. It's dumb as fuck. Well, I mean, I'm surprised you're not more mad about just the fact that aspects in general tie huge multipliers to specific skills. So then it's like when you're making a build, like, I don't know, how, like, for example, when you make like a whirlwind build, how like much leniency is there in terms of, like, is there many options to build it, or is it there just one obvious option?
There's a little bit of options, but yeah, obviously you're going to use the one that gives you 50% crit on your whirlwind, right? So like, there's some that are just like obviously no brainer. I think there could be a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah, well, I understand even to say why even have something like that in the game, which is just like, oh, you're using whirlwind, then you have to equip this, because then it's just instant non-choice. It's instantly a set bonus for a skill, right? It's just not labeled as a set bonus. Like, you know, why was it not? You know, why would you prefer it if it was designed something like while channeling, like you have 20% increased crit?
I mean, that's a better system because it's, you know, affecting multiple things instead of just only one thing, right? Yeah,
the number of potential combinations that opens up is like, you know, by many magnitudes high, which is like, I don't know what the fuck, what like.
My honest assumption is, if the game was like remotely more complex than it is in its current state, the balance would be even more out of control. I think they're already having a difficult time keeping the game somewhat controlled with like the amount of complexity that currently exists in the game. Like, I think they're struggling already with like what they have. So to do like stuff that's even more dynamic or, you know, out there, you know, like say Path of Exile style with channeling, that would be a complete nightmare for them, and I don't think they would have any control over their game.
The thing is, they already have like the tag system, like your whirlwind has some shit like channeling, right? It's like it has a tag that says that, yeah. Or I mean, Druid has like, you know, werebear, shapeshifting, wrath. They have like all sorts of tags. So I don't see how they couldn't. I mean, yeah, I agree. When you open up, like, you know, instead of having a potential of like say 15 barbarian builds, you're going to open up a potential of like 500, right? So it's going to be harder to balance. But you just find the things, the outliers that are way OP, and you just, you know, just tone those down because they have the ability to do a live hotfix. I mean, I don't know. Doesn't seem that crazy to me that they could just do it, considering they have a, you know, they're like a multi, are they $1 billion company? I don't know. I mean, they've certainly got like tens of millions of dollars to throw around at default,
have you seen like much softcore gameplay at all? Like, have you seen how imbalanced it is?
I've seen clips of like world bosses getting like literally one-tapped and fucking Uber Lilith getting hit.
So it's like the amount of imbalance in this game, like, and I'm not expecting a balance in the game by any means. That's kind of not fun anyway, but like, you have people who kill like Uber Lilith in like 30 seconds, and then Barb's fastest kill recorded is like 9 minutes or something like that. Like, that kind of a difference. And then in PvP at the same time, Barbarians pretty much one-shot almost every single class, but I could have 4 Necromancers like blasting me, and I like, they just die, all of them. Like, they can't do anything. It's like,
I mean, who cares about PvP though, bro? Like, I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting PvP balance. I feel like, you know, Uber Lilith balance though is something, you know, they just need to figure out what's letting people like kill a boss in 30 seconds, because that's clearly an unintended amount of damage, right? And then just fucking deal with it. Is it
though? Like everybody's so attracted to that. I don't know if it's in
It's a pinnacle boss. The whole idea is that you're supposed to do mechanics and things. You shouldn't be able to trivialize the entire thing.
Tell that to any non-barbarian that's killed it. Tell it to any druid. Tell it to any sorc. Tell it to any necromancer. They're skipping every mechanic in that fight pretty much. I have to dodge the wave 500 times. They have to dodge the wave twice, like that kind of stuff.
That's an unethical kill versus an ethical kill. It's pretty simple, you know. Ultimately,
I mean, it's what's in the game.
I feel like it's pretty obvious though, right? If you see someone like exploit a boss and it just dies, versus if you see someone fight a boss and do the mechanics for like many minutes. I mean, obviously there's a difference there, right? But yeah, I don't know. Nobody wants that. People think they want to like one-shot a boss, but they don't.
I think they actually do. To be honest, we've played so much Path of Exile, we've seen the stupid shit people write. Like,
yeah. But they think they want that. They don't actually want that though.
I think they actually want it, to be honest. They want a game that is 100% effortless, like garbage, with their brain turned off, and then pretend like they're good at the game. And then look at me, I got some cool items, and I have a 0% chance to fail at anything I do, and I feel good about myself. Like, that's most people. They want to believe that they're good at something. You know, they would rather look good than be good.
But surely
that's what it is.
The hedonistic treadmill of, like, you know, just normalizing one-shotting everything, it would become boring very fast. Which I feel like when everyone's OP, that's kind of like what people do. They kind of complain. They like, if everything's a complete joke and you just, there's nothing that's challenging, and you become accustomed to doing that. It's like having cheats on in a game. It's fun for, like, whatever, a week. But then after, when you're going to keep doing, you know, are you going to keep spamming, like, greed is good and, you know, Warcraft 3 and fucking have all the cheats on all the time? It's going to get boring, right? Because this is zero challenge.
When you get to Uber Lilith, are you going to drink a cheat death potion?
Yeah, of course I am. What do you mean? I'm going to progress. How else am I going to progress? Yeah, I mean, how else am I gonna? I mean, how was I gonna progress it on hardcore, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna get immediately one shot. The thing is, if there was no cheat death potion, then what I would do is I create a softcore character, practice it on that until I get it down to the point where I'm doing it consistently, and then I would, you know, I'd do like a Moonlord strat.
Yeah, Moonlord strat for true. And that guy was mad at you for doing that. He was fucking mad, dude. Baru. There's a fucking, like, 3-hour stream between two fucking adults arguing about the ethics of playing fucking Terraria. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, he blocked me after that, and yeah, he's not a big,
legit.
He's not a big fan. Yeah, he blocked. Yeah,
he actually blocked you after that argument. That's awesome.
I got blocked off Twitter. He removed me on Discord, and yeah, it was But then he got cancelled for, like, he got me too, basically. So, and now he's unblocked me because I called him out on his Twitter. I basically, yeah. But then he's like, okay. So now I don't know. I certainly don't think he doesn't like me. He's kind of like probably at, like, Gazzy TV kind of tier of dislike, I'm guessing.
What's that mean? Gazzy TV tier of dislike?
Well, Gazzy TV hasn't unblocked me yet. Actually, he actually still has me blocked. So, you know, like, what does that mean? That means I mean, you know, he just really doesn't like me a lot.
You remember that? I remember one time I had your stream open or something, and, like, Gazzy TV called you out, and he had, like, this little, like, pirate ship with, like, cannons or something. You know what I'm talking about? He's like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, and your response was like, make your own content or something like that.
No, it was literally, he comes out in his fucking pirate ship, and then he called me ZDPS for, like, the fucking 500th time within the last 10 days. Okay, I can only take so many fucking Gazzy TV in a fucking pirate ship calling me ZDPS clips, okay, dude? Like, well, you understand it. It's low-hanging fruit, right? You can literally just say, like, for example, I can say D4 bad, and everyone thinks that's amazing. They're like, oh, you're basic, dude. That's so good. Or you can say Quin ZDPS, or, like, Quin's shit at computer games, right? And it's immediately a funny, like, people lol W, and they'll, you know, they'll link the clip, and they'll put it in my chat, and they found lol Ws, and basically Gazzy TV would just do that incessantly. And, you know, that's a red flag to me. That was a red flag. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where if people do it too much, it's, you know, anything, right? I mean, you surely that's relatable in some way. But to be fair, Alkaizer, to be honest, I had to remove your clips at one point. Do you know that? I had to remove your clips from my channel.
Which one?
I had to completely block Alkaizer clips because it was you. To be fair, you were doing what Gazzy was doing, except in a way more mean-spirited way. It felt like it was like genuine hatred. It was like Quin's unironically shit at computer games or something like that. Like, I get clips like that, and I was like, I would be like, But then you redeem yourself, and you stop doing it. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's because the clips got stopped, and actually you reformed, and, you know, what from my perspective anyway.
It just depends. Like, if you're bad at something, like, I'll probably just say, man, he was really bad at that. Like when I watch you play Cuphead, just genuinely, just no bullshit, you fucking suck ass at that game. There's 4-year-olds who shit on you in comparison in that game.
No, I'm trash at that game.
You fucking suck ass.
I don't even remember what the clip. To be fair, it wasn't to do with Cuphead, because I would agree with that. I do not deny that I'm absolute trash at platformers. I'm not good at. Well, I mean, I used to be pretty cracked at Dota. Okay, but no, League of Legends. You know.
Are you shit?
I'm good at Dota.
No way.
I'm telling you,
you pushed the creep wave right into the enemy tower, and then you're surprised you died.
Dude, back then there was no wave management back in my day.
Yeah, well, back then everybody just picked Ricky Maru and built the Dagon and thought they were cool for like sniping people. Like,
Yeah, well, I used Nerubian Assassin a lot actually with the Dagon. That was a good combination, let me tell you. Okay.
it's still a good combination, actually.
I mean, yeah. So I used to, dude. Okay. For the time, we're talking back in the day, Warcraft 3 custom games. I'm talking like way back. All right, back then when everyone was shit, I was good at Dota. Okay, just to be clear.
Yeah, sure. When everybody was shit, I get it.
Then I didn't play.
I was in that era also. I played my Dota game here and there in Warcraft 3, and you know, I know what that is. A bunch of people running around just trying to get kills, not trying to win.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's cringe if you try and win, dude. Like those cringe guys, you'd have these cringe lord jungle guys who would just go, you wouldn't see them the entire game, and then they would and they'd come out at the end like that level 20, fucking just one shot your entire team, and it was like, you know, like
Terrorblade, Giga Chad, Terrorblade comes in, just 1v5s your entire team. You can't do anything.
Yeah, it's fucking dog shit, bro. That's what it is. Fucking.
It's awesome.
It's not.
You should have ganked him.
No,
quit ganking the level 9. Stop ganking the level 9. There's a Terrorblade who's level 18 in the jungle, and you're just letting them do that. You can stop it.
Nah, dude, I didn't ward or anything back in that. But okay, anyway, Dota. Okay, regardless. The point being, farming low-hanging fruit is cringe, dude. I just got PTSD, dude. Do you remember the Jobo Phil era?
Yeah, honestly, I felt a little bad for you. A couple times we ganged up on you with like bullying, to be honest. So
yeah, well,
we did.
You know, Jobo blocked me, right? And he cried, unironically, right?
Really? I didn't hear about that. All I know is he stopped streaming.
Yeah, he unironically. So what happened was he physically cried because he was wrong. That's what. And then was the whole fucking. Well, I mean, do you remember the saga?
I have a very good memory, so yes. I don't know which specific part you're talking about, but yes, I remember the saga.
It was something to do with a bracer and an amulet having 20%, 19%, and it was a way to get like just a large. Basically, we were missing out on 19% damage, and there was testing
my
done.
character or something.
Yeah, well, on both of the wizards, or you know, there was some way of confirming. Someone had confirmed that it worked, that it was clearly like we were doing it wrong, and then yeah, everyone disagreed, and it turned out it ended up being correct. And then that's when it deteriorated. It became a
For me, I think we were just playing the game too long. Like, who plays Diablo 3 more than like 3 weeks without fucking losing their fucking mind? But yeah, I do remember this argument. It was something with like the Traveler's Pledge having the right like elemental damage roll and stuff like this or something. There was like, because you're changing between like arcane and fire, it was better to have like arcane than fire or something like that. I do vaguely remember, yeah. It was better to have like the one elemental type that didn't seem like the correct choice, but it was actually correct. I remember.
Yeah, I literally have PTSD. I'm actually tormented and scarred by that. But no, I'm over it now.
You know what I'm tormented for? Back then, you made us use that fucking shitty ass fucking cursed voice shit. That's what I'm tormented by. Like, you made us all download that cursed voice shit, and that shit fucking sucked ass.
Wait, but that was made by Diablo fans, right? And Diablo fans was legit.
It was dog shit.
It was made by Diablo fans. Well, okay, they were like, hey, look, Diablo fans, we're making a fucking cursed voice thing. It's like Discord, but it's Diablo fans. It's good. But no, you're right. No. Do you know what I remember from that, dude? I remember do you remember singing a song, which we went to something like, why the fuck am I playing with Quin?
Yeah, I know that song. Yeah.
I want to
still my playlist.
I want to put like a nail in my penis or something like.
Yeah, I remember the song. You wouldn't drop inner sync, like, because you're reading chat so much, like, inner sync uptime, instead of being, like, 90%, was, like, 60%. And Sork, if they got hit by any mechanic, like, any significant hit, they would get one shot. So it's just, like, all the time, dude, I'm just, like, I'm just fucking no weight on the ground. I'm just a corpse. Just fucking inner sync, dude. I'm sitting there spamming teleport to try and dodge abilities.
I'm pretty sure whenever you recorded that video, that song, I actually wasn't even playing a support monk. I think I was trying a DPS build to like, RGK or something.
In that one run, yeah, probably. I think you remember you doing it like one time.
Yeah, I wanted
You're
to
like,
see
yo, let me try out this single target build, boys. Holy shit, it does no damage or something. Who would have guessed?
That literally happened every time. Yeah, no, that was always the case with the monks. Like it was actually disgusting. The devs just preferred to make wizards OP for whatever reason, and demonators. And that's just how it was as a monk life. You'd always try to contribute, try setup.
Hey man. It was better life than the Barb life. Barb life was just the entirety of Diablo 3's lifetime. Barb was just that stupid, whatever support thing, pulling monsters for 20 million seasons. How dumb is that?
Yeah, no, that was pretty bad. But the Z meta, bro, of like just having 3 people who are doing no damage.
What do you think about that?
Damage.
That shit shouldn't exist in games, man. That shit should not exist. It exists in PoE and in Diablo 3. That shit, like, if that shit comes into this game, diarrhea.
I want to play a support character that doesn't do anything. I just buff and debuff stuff.
Who wants to live that, like, fantasy? It's stupid.
There are Orcucks that exist that like doing Orcuck stuff. I feel like it's good when it's not OP, because then people who want to do that, like, as long as it's never the meta. But the second it becomes the meta, it's just when it's terrible, right? Or maybe you can justify one support guy. You know, sometimes having like one extreme support guy. I think, you know, but if it's 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 4, it's like, yeah, no, I'm too fair. I'm anti aura anything in all games.
Like, my perspective of this is, like, whenever you think of, like, an action RPG and, like, what multiplayer should look like, do you expect, like, 2 or 3 guys who are just, like, debuffing and buffing stuff and one guy's attacking mobs? No, I just, like, what I visualize is just, like, 4 dudes playing their character, casting spells and, like, shooting arrows, and there's a guy whirlwinding, and there's a mage casting fire and shit. Like not debuffing and buffing everybody.
Well,
I'm helping.
no.
It's so stupid.
But you're gonna say I do actually like the hybrid role. I like the ability to have I like the ability of like giving, like the idea of giving my team an aura like that benefits everyone. That's cool. That is cool. And the idea that you could give like a shield to someone whenever they're about to die or something. That's also cool. So, you know, there's a line of like, okay, ZDPS is literally overpowered and like 5 times better than everything, because it was like, dude. But they had a single item. I don't know if you played the latest season. Wait, you did, right? The latest Diablo season?
Yeah, it was the best.
And they had an item that was like, oh yeah, enemies stuck by your Ebola shot take like 300% more damage. And it's like, what? Like, why does that exist, dude? Why is there why is that a thing?
It doesn't take a lot of like buffs or debuffs to like be better than an entire character, right? All you have to do, if you have 3 people DPSing, all you have to do is make your other 3 guys do 33% more damage to be equivalent to a full character. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't take much, so it gets out of control way too fast. And if I were to rate Diablo 3 and Path of Exile's multiplayer, I would genuinely give it a 1 out of 10. It's so dog shit. Like, who wants to play like that? Like, it actually makes me want to punch something. It's so stupid.
I would rate PoE. Do you know what? I would actually rate PoE's multiplayer slightly below Diablo. I would give Diablo 3 a fucking 2 out of 10, and PoE like a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, I do think PoE probably has even worse multiplayer. True. Have
you seen that shit? They just stand there like a legion, and there's one guy like holding down like a wand attack, and it just hits the entire screen, and then everything's just dying, and they're all just like leveling up. I don't even know. It's like the most dog shit. Like, it's like got 2 FPS. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of loot just starts pouring out, and like Empyrean's like, "Oh my god, it's a mage blood! Oh, another mage blood!"
Do you think you're playing the next Path of Exile League, or you don't know yet?
Well, I mean, it's not gonna collide, right? They're not gonna collide with D4, so I'll absolutely play the new PoE League, bro.
I think I'm skipping, honestly.
What? Why?
The game's like I think the game's kind of become like too much of a meme. Like, think about the amount of power creep every fucking league. It's so stupid. Like, oh, now instead of killing the Uber bosses in 7 seconds, now it's 6 seconds. Wow, this is fun. Like, they're gonna here's the patch notes for the next Path of Exile League. I'm gonna call it now. Ice Crash gets a 10% damage buff. Dual Strike gets a 10% damage buff, and Freezing Pulse gets an 8% damage buff, and that's the entire balance patch notes. And then there's gonna be like some stupid league mechanic that's like more power creep or something.
Yeah, I agree that their balancing sucks, right? Like, it doesn't make any their logic behind like just, I don't even know, like, they don't want to modify skills because they don't want to make a skill that's not fun to play, like OP or something. Like, they could just straight up buff. They just pick, like, 10 abilities that are underrepresented massively and, like, shit, and just get those, and then get 10 skills that are completely OP and take those down. They can just do that, just normalize that.
They're just saving everything that's good for Path of Exile 2, and everybody who thinks these Path of Exile leagues have been good for, like, the past, like, over a year straight are probably, like they're just saving all their shit for PoE 2. Like, you're only gonna get like shitty leagues, I feel like.
What about Sanctum? You didn't like Sanctum?
I mean, that was a good league mechanic, but I mean, as far as like the balancing and the patch notes and stuff, that shit was like dumb.
But you know you can self opt into playing like a dog shit build. You can do that. That's an option.
Yeah, you can. You can do that.
Which then stops this whole fucking thing of like instantly trivializing a boss and fucking like that whole like meme you're describing is like. It's a race to the bottoms, you know, in terms of, yeah, if you play the most powerful thing and the most meta thing with all the most, because I remember about a time, bro, when you would just be like face breakering in a cyclone whenever it was like dog shit, and there was all these other guys doing shit that was way faster and better, but you were just, you know, doing that, spinning around in circles.
It was really good, honestly. I don't think people would still realize that was like a 3 million DPS build in what's that league called? The one with Cortex, Synthesis League. That was like a 3 million DPS build back then, which is like crazy high.
Is that because
and
what?
you know
Hero to
the
Fury,
typical Alk, typical like I can just face tank everything at the same time. And meanwhile, everybody's running around. It's Winter Orb. I can't fight a single boss, but I can run around in the map. Like stupid.
Yeah, well, I mean, that Synthesis League was the most dog shit league to ever come out, okay? So, well, actually, no, it probably was the most dog shit league ever. So I didn't play it. So I didn't know whatever the fuck they were doing. No, you remember how dog shit that league was, right? That league was fucking trash, right?
It was okay. It was okay.
Wait,
I don't think it was a bad league.
Did you get bug out constantly and like completely lose your entire synthesis thing over and over and over again?
No, I remember kind of owning, and Cortex fight was fun, so I had fun with that. And I think the meta at that league for me was Molten Strike, and Molten Strike was kind of cool back then.
Shit, Molten Strike, holy fuck.
You played Molten Strike this league, didn't you? You got the exploit, the double damage thing that might not even get patched in next league, and so everybody's just going to be playing Molten Strike, Vengeful Cascade, or whatever it's called.
I won't be playing it next league if it's not nerfed. I definitely won't be fucking with that. And I did play it, yes, and it was disgusting. It was disgusting.
I'd play that if I played the next league, probably, if it didn't get patched since I didn't play it. But
did you know that there's a mod that exists where there's a ghost that like removes your flasks when they hit you?
I don't remember which one it is, but yeah,
okay.
One that makes you not able to play Pathfinder.
Yeah, it's that exists. I didn't even know that existed. It literally, wait, I can't remember what it does exactly. It disables your flask and then maybe also consumes charge as well. Yeah, well, the chat's acting like they know what it is, but nobody knew what it was. I checked my chat, literally. I have chat logs that are against the EU regulations, where I store everyone's logs that they type in my channel. Anyway, there was only 2 people in my entire chat that had mentioned it the entire time I've been playing Pathfinder. And I asked repeatedly if there was anything like that existed. And now they're all acting like it's some fucking thing that's well known. But it sounds like pretty much if you didn't play PoE back in like like the 90s or whenever the fuck PoE first came out.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure that's an oversight on the devs because they specifically got rid of Nullifier right from the game or whatever. And then they forgot to get rid of the Ghost Interacted one, which basically is Nullifier as well. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what happened. So it's like, oh, when a game has too many things in it, they overlook a lot of things.
It's still way better though, right? I don't know, because you're saying PoE's dog shit because you're saying PoE's dog shit because it's everyone's got 2 OP shit now. And
I'm saying it's dog shit. It's really fun. I like if I played the next league, I'd have fun for a little while for sure. It's just like the game. I would describe it as a meme right now because it's like let me run around with my 2K life softcore 500 movement speed tornado shot guy just off screen everything. Watch me get divine orbs. Look how much money I'm making. Woohoo! And then I don't use it on anything. I just make another character that does is invisible as well.
Who cares? Well, Trade League softcore is a fucking meme, right? Like that is like any. It doesn't matter. Like any.
It's come to the point. Here's the way I would say it. Are we already at the point to where like Uber Shaper is basically normal Shaper now? Like the power creep has already come out that much since like that guy came out. I feel like we kind of already are, right? Like Uber Shaper is basically just normal Shaper now. Like it only took like a year of power creep. It's kind of dumb.
If you're playing ethical builds, he absolutely can still one-shot you. Okay, with invisible slams and shit. Okay, let me tell you. And now I don't know if you're playing something that can just Giga Blast him. I mean, I've seen people like killing Ubers on HCSSF before they can even do a single animation, right? With a bunch of traps at 1 HP. Like,
while they're still Giga God tanky at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. Which is why that shit needs to be nerfed. And like I'm pretty sure it will, right? Like,
Path of Exile 2, maybe. That's when I wouldn't expect next league.
Nah. No. They're gonna do. There's gonna be some big nerfs, bro. Well, to be honest, wait. Do you think that Chris Wolcen is going to nerf the shit out of everyone and slow down the game for PoE 2?
I would bet money on that. I don't know anything, but that would be my bet. Yeah, if I were a betting man, I would bet that the game is going to be more like here's my perspective. They already got the Path of Exile guys, right? Like, they're going to buy Path of Exile 2, whatever, play it, whatever. Like, they're not trying to win that audience over. They're trying to win over a new audience. So they're going to, like, what already, they're trying to make the game more accessible, whatever, blah blah blah. But I don't think it's like that shit's gonna appeal to like the hardcore like Path of Math whatever audience or whatever the fuck, the elitist, the 1% of the 1%. I think they're trying to make a game that is more enjoyable for the entry level players. So they're gonna make like combat feel exciting, meaningful. They're gonna make like epic bosses. You know how like if Brutus in Act 1 doesn't die in 4 seconds, that's stupid. But like the average like casual guy probably, whoa, look at this boss fight, it took 2 minutes, that was awesome, that was epic, like you know what I mean? Like I think they would
I know what you're
go with that
saying.
approach.
I get what you're saying, but I've just said the contrary from when Chris Wolcen said himself, we understand that Path of Exile isn't for everyone. We're not making this game to like net as many people as possible. They've said counter to that, right? I mean, they've hinted, they want to slow it down a bit, but what did he say? What was the exact same thing? He didn't want to like cause a shock to the entire player base and fucking. I'm paraphrasing massively, yeah, but they basically didn't want to like fucking just dump a fat load on people, like, and just make it their entire player base like freak out. Which, well, I believe what Chris Wolcen says. I mean, he said that, and then they did Expedition, and everyone went mental, right?
Are you ready next league to do your Expedition every map?
Well, I didn't even do it. Wait, I didn't even do Expedition, bro. So I mean,
dang, you got your own flavor going. What are you doing? Some Alpha temples?
I was doing, bro. I tried it. Wait, I can't remember what I did exactly. I did Blight. I did Blight, bro.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I went full Blight, bro. It was actually.
You went fucking balloons.
I did go balloons, and no, I absolutely regretted the entire time, and I was like, I should have done the whole time. I was like, I should have done, because I didn't have fucking high level bases. I had no good gear. Ultimately, I had no harvest juice because I didn't do harvest, so I couldn't craft anything like crazy. I did essences and blight, and it was just the most terrible strategy, and I would not recommend it to anyone, honestly. And I probably will do Expedition when it comes down to it. I probably will, but that's good though, because that's the thing though, right? I feel like PoE can be a fucking meme if you do the most efficient strategies possible always. But I feel like you can make it ultra fucking, you can certainly like fuck shit up if you just try some weird shit. Yep. But is that just unfun? I suppose you're trying to.
Depends. It depends on the like the boundaries that like you can get too far out there. Like I'm not gonna fucking load up a fucking double strike character and like play the game like that. Like Molten Strike probably a little bit worse than Bone Shattering, but I mean, like I played like I don't want to have to make my own rules to play a build. Like the game should do it for me. Be like, oh, this is why this is interacting better, and why there's a reason to be playing this. I don't want to have to like make up my own rules, because then suddenly it's like what the fuck, man? Like everybody just like, oh well, I'm the more ethical guy because I'm doing an even stupider build. Like,
okay, dude. No, okay, no. It's not quite like that. It's more like. You don't sit there going, you're more ethical than other people, okay? What you do, okay, sometimes someone's like, why is this guy so much better? Like, okay, someone comes in and it's like, Khan's already level fucking 75 and you're still like halfway through Act 5. What are you doing? It's like, dude, Khan's been he's playing Bone Shatter for like the fucking 72th time in a row. And he's min-maxed the exact strategy of like how to level up, exactly what gear to fucking equip. All his loot filters are set up. He knows exactly what nodes he's taking. All this shit. I'm out there playing some new ability that wasn't even put in the game until like the last patch, and I have literally planned the POB like a couple hours before it started. It's like, well, you're not saying you're more ethical. You simply just simply explaining to some dumb fuck who doesn't understand the difference, right? I mean, there's a massive difference there, right? I mean, certainly. So I feel like, as long as people understand, but then maybe they won't understand. Actually, to be fair, I feel like maybe they won't understand in your case.
People just want to watch people who play hardcore do uber bosses. Like at the end of the day, that's what I think. And whatever, getting there, that's epic. And hey, in your defense,
I was gonna say I haven't. That's not true, dude. Because I ain't killed all the uber bosses, and people don't necessarily want to see that.
Hey, in your defense, people like watching you do the uber bosses, and you'll actually walk into the arena, whereas a lot of other people, they're I'm a hardcore player, and then they play the hardcore league for like a month or 2 months, and they never walk into an uber boss once. You know why? Because they're fucking scared. At least you go in.
True.
They're playing meta builds, and they don't even go in there. Like, what the fuck, man?
No, there's some soy boys. No, 100%. There's some massive soy boys.
What about all the soy boys who are playing hardcore right now in Diablo 4, but they don't want to walk into uber bosses? There's a lot of them.
Well, who? Why are they? What are they doing? Why aren't they doing that? It's second out 100.
Other than the like one. No, man. Like there's a lot of like hardcore boys who they're just sitting there. I'm gonna turn them. I'm gonna load up my character and then just like I'm gonna run a normal dungeon on my level 100 character. I guess? Question mark. Yeah,
Yeah, that literally makes no sense. That literally makes no sense. I don't know what the fuck. The only reason I'm still playing Druid right now is because of the fact that my other Druid fucking died, and like I wanted to Uber Lilith on a Druid because Majora's my favorite character. It's like I would have just. There's literally no other point to me getting 100. I feel like on AC Oceanic because there's no PvP prospects or anything. The only reason to level up to 100, in my opinion, is to do the Uber boss, or maybe doing the GR 100 push. I don't know if that's difficult. Have you done that?
Stupid. It's so stupid. Like. As soon as I hit 100, I did a 92, and it was like, this is the worst gameplay that I've ever seen. This is what my gameplay was doing, like, if I were to, like, explain it to you. I pull one trash mob, pop all my cooldowns, kill that one trash mob, and then I AFK around a corner until my cooldowns are back up, then I go pull one trash mob again. And then you do the whole dungeon that way. And then, oh, did I get a conduit or a protection shrine? I can use this on the boss and just kill it. You know, it's all right. What, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate the dungeon/nightmare dungeon system in this game on a scale of 1 to 10? I'll give you my answer. My chat already knows my answer.
Okay, wait. Sorry, the nightmare dungeon system. I mean, in its current state? In its current state. Okay, well, the objective system's fucking trash. The fact that there's only like 21 of them is fucking trash. I mean, I don't know, in terms of the layouts, fucking trash.
Would you rather have rifts and greater rifts?
100%. Are you kidding me? Bro, 100%. Wait, are you kidding me? This way, but dude, GRs are lit. Like, GRs are actually one of the best things that I feel like GRs are actually good. But no,
I would rather have GRs also, yeah.
Okay, all right. I'd probably rate. Honestly, it could be worse though, so I'm gonna give it at least a 2.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would give it a 1.5 of everything. Like, there's a lot of stuff I like in this game. But I honestly don't think there's a thing I would give less than a score of 5 out of 10 on this entire game. Other than the Nightmare Dungeon system, I would give a 1.5. Like, have you ever done a Nightmare Dungeon and be like, wow, man, that was really fun. I want to do another Nightmare Dungeon. Like, nobody does that. It's shit.
Well, I honestly, when I do my Nightmare Dungeons, I don't sit there doing Nightmare Dungeons hating myself though. It's more like,
yeah, you're watching a YouTube video at the same time. Or
yeah,
like,
it's more like what?
Yeah.
It's closer to I liken it to something like doing heist, except with far less reward. It's like you're farming heist all day, right? Except, you know, the reward is just, you know, you don't have some chance to get some really, really good replica or fucking some ultra, you know, good like old quality gem. And I'm not a massive fan of heist, just to be clear here. I'm not a big heist guy. But it's not like I want to blow my brains out doing it, you know? Because you can see, imagine this, dude. Imagine if they get rid of all the dog shit layouts, they fucking put on, so they give the keystones different quant multipliers based on the difficulty of the affix. They also have different tiers of Nightmare Dungeons. So as you progress through as you progress through them, so like, you know, 0 to 20 will be like 0 to 20 of the, you know, whatever dungeon layouts, and then 20 to 40 will be like another, you know, 20 to 40 of the layouts. So you progress through different areas, you know, even though the dungeons are pretty similar, whatever, you'll still be going to different locations and things, right? And then perhaps, I don't know if they should put a timer on these or make a new mechanic that has a timer. Perhaps even putting a timer on it to you know, just incentivize going to super high ones that are just ultra cancer and slow. And then
there's a million ways that system can be improved for sure. It's just like in the current state, like since I hit 100, the last thing I ever do is Nightmare Dungeons. I don't want to do that. Like garbage. It's the worst. Like the PvP zone is the best zone in the entire game, and it sucks for all the people who play hardcore because genuinely, like it's not even about the PvP is the thing. Also, there's more than twice as much density of monsters in the PvP zone than any other zone in the entire game. And every single mob basically gives you obols. Like every mob that you kill gives you obols, basically. It's crazy. And you also have like 4 overlapping mechanics. You have a boss that wanders the entire zone. You still have your world events going on. It's just a better, like the PvP zone is a better game mode than anything else in the game. It's kind of weird. On top of the part there, you know, there's PvP happening too. It's just better. The PvP zone is just superior to every zone in the game in every way.
Can you one-shot druids? Can you
level
like 100 druids?
Werebear druid, maybe not.
Okay, wait, and can they scroll escape?
I mean, you talking like
that? Like, I'm thinking like if I was to hypothetically go to the PvP zone and then some level 100 Bob and his other friends try and snipe.
I wouldn't go in there without an elixir of death evasion. Probably, it's so stupid. That item's so dumb. Like, hey guys, I'm in the PvP zone. I'm drink my elixir of death evasion. If someone attacks me, I'm gonna TP out. Like,
that's actually a good idea. What the fuck? I didn't think about that. Wait, do you think they should remove the Death Elixir? Or do you think they should remove the Scroll of Escape active?
The Death Elixir, I would rather keep the Scroll of Escape in the game. I think that's fine, but I would remove the Death Elixir 100%. Let me tell you, like, I don't know what build you're going to go in there on Lilith with, but your chance of one-shotting it is less than 0%. Like, that shit is way harder than anything in Path of Exile ×2. It's not even comparable.
But do you not think that is that because of the build you play though?
Actually, is it what?
Is that because of the build you play? Because I've watched people like fucking like instantly do one. They just the one phase is just over.
They practice, but yes, if you're like a necromancer and you kill it in like 1 minute or something, like yeah, you're kind of skipping the fight. But if you actually have to do the mechanics, I would describe it as like the best way to put it would be like doing Mythic Raid end of tier like boss progression in World of Warcraft. That's basically what it's like. It's not like an uber boss in PoE. It's more like World of Warcraft Mythic Raid progression is what it feels like.
To be fair, that sounds cancer, but then it doesn't sound like it's the thing about uber bosses in PoE is they can kill you, right? Whereas in progression, you just keep doing it until you get it. Which I suppose that's kind of like what you do, right? You just keep TPing out every time you proc, unless you you just die, I guess, because you forget to put it up. But
this is like if I were to rate how good I liked doing Uber Lilith on a barb, like going through that process, I would probably give it like a 9 out of 10. I don't really think mechanically, like my experience playing on a barb, it really could have been done much better. There's positional check, there's DPS check, there's like finding like when you press the buttons check, like defense check, damage check, just every single like perspective that you can put in a game is there.
Oh wait, 1 second. Take everything off. Wait, so what in terms of rating it in terms of fun? So like fun / boss design, like, you know, satisfying. Would you rate it anywhere near any of the PoE bosses?
It's better than every single PoE boss.
No, shut. Wait, no. Wait, really?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Wait, really? No,
yeah,
what?
It's way better than any PoE boss. Like, if you actually have to do the mechanics, it's for me it was 8.5 to 9 minutes of just playing perfectly. That's it, and that's like, you know, for a masochistic person like me, that I like that. That's really fun. Like, you think the boss can outplay me? You know, like I can outplay this boss for 9 minutes straight. Like, that's fun. I like that. Not this like, I'm a necromancer, I'm gonna kill it in 1 minute. I don't know what any of this shit is. I'm just gonna hide in my blood mist. Like that shit's some pussy shit. Like I'll be on your like, you know that ethical perspective. Like you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. These fucking soy boy necromancers, bro.
That Sork stagger shit. That's some pussy shit too. Like unless you genuinely can fucking outplay her for like 8-9 minutes, like you're kind of
trash.
Gigabit data.
That don't count. Not even an ethical kill.
Don't count. That doesn't even count. Load up the barb.
0 out of 1. Okay, wait, that's crazy. But okay. Let me ask this question then. Okay, what about do any other boss fights in the entire game outside of Uber Lilith beat any of the top 5 PoE bosses?
No. Every single boss outside of Uber Lilith is... Alright, here's the scale of quality of monster design in this game. If, like, your typical trash mob is like a rating of, like, a 2 out of 100, Lilith being a 90, there's nothing between a 5 and a 90 in the entire game. Everything else is, like, just a target dummy. Like, that's kind of a consistent theme, I feel like, in this game. It's like there's... Like, you have the ultimate low end of just, like, dog shit trash mobs, and then you have, like, the ultimate, like, high end of a thing, like Lilith. And then there's nothing in between. Like, there could be, like, 10 more tiers of just, like, difficult bosses in between, or, like, mobs and whatever. Like, what are the Nightmare Dungeon bosses? They're just target dummies. Like, what is that? Like, wouldn't it be cool if, like, yo, at the end of my Nightmare Dungeon, I gotta fight fucking Ashava, and Butcher comes in at the same time, and I'm doing both at the same time, and then when I kill, I get fucking 8 legendaries and 500 obols for, you know, actually completing something that was satisfying to do. Instead of, I got a trash target dummy that doesn't even do anything. He just takes damage and then doesn't do damage and dies. Cool.
Well, so you understand that, man? So what you're saying for 99.9% of players, because Uber Lilith won't exist for them, so that all bosses are dog shit then, right? It could, you know, because that's what
every single mob design in this game, like all the bosses are just literally target dummies minus Lilith.
Even Lilith, even normal Lilith, even just World Tier 2 Lilith, because I did her on World Tier 2, right? The harder difficulty when I was leveling up. Even she was, to me, it was like super underwhelming. Didn't feel good. It wasn't that epic. I wouldn't even rate it even close to like just normal Elder.
I don't even remember doing the fight, so I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't even remember doing.
And that's like everyone's experience, which is like, isn't that a massive fucking problem for D4?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's crazy. I didn't know. I kind of was like, oh, I'm not expecting Lilith to be good. I was kind of thinking
You're gonna want to like break your keyboard and throw your mouse because if you're doing it on hardcore, because it's gonna be like 5 minutes per attempt, and you're gonna have like 100 things that proc your cheat death that you're gonna feel like are bullshit, but they just take a lot of practice. Honestly, just a lot of practice.
Jesus Christ! I mean, it sounds like I should fucking reroll softcore to just practice it on softcore instead of actually instead of doing it on.
It's the superior strat, to be honest. I'm sure even Ben would have like probably agreed on that. Like learning on softcore is just so much better. Also, you get to actually, do the fight and then fail, then do the fight, then fail, then do the fight, then fail. Instead of let me just like AFK for 5 minutes. That sucks.
Well, it doesn't suck. You can look at YouTube videos and watch Reddit threads or like. But no, I get what you're saying. No, for sure. I don't like the idea. I don't mind the 5 minute downtime. I mind the fact that I'm gonna have to go out and farm cheat death elixir mats or some shit. Like that just sounds giga cringe. Like I don't know.
I think it's roll of escapes are what you need to make sure you save the most of. That's what you're gonna run out of first. I'm pretty sure.
Oh no shit! I have hundreds right now, but I guess we'll have to see.
Multiple hundreds? That's pretty good. Yeah, you'll be able to.
Well, I mean more than 100, but not many. Beyond that, but Jesus Christ. Okay, maybe I will. I don't know.
I really enjoyed it, so. I don't know if you'll have it. I think you'll get what I'm saying, but you'll also get like the part where you'll feel like a lot of shit is bullshit because it definitely does feel that way. And she does genuinely bust out some bullshit, like buggy kind of like collision and stuff like that.
Well, then how the fuck are you still rating her a 9 out of 10? The fuck? Better than any PoE boss ever. Wait, you're telling me like?
I think so.
Wait, Uber Elder. Back in the day when it was like hard.
Yeah, better than that. I mean, Uber Elder's kind of like simple, to be honest.
But he's kind of crazy though, right? You like fucking, he's, this fucking Shaver's shooting balls out and like shit slamming around. I mean, it's probably you can't just tank everything, right? I feel like it's kind of crazy. I
mean, the first Uber Elder kill in hardcore was just like a 10,000 HP RF build. Fucking Uber Dan.
You told me shit about Uber Dan. I was gonna say Uber Dan, bro. What the fuck?
I mean, that was just like. Here's the thing that I really like about this game, and you'll probably appreciate this too, is that hardcore character, like realistically, unless you're an idiot, a hardcore character's itemization looks the exact same as the softcore character's itemization in this game, and that's like, isn't that kind of unheard of in an action RPG? But it's true. Unless you're dog shit at the game and you don't know what you're doing, like a hardcore and a softcore character's gear looks the exact same.
Well, you might pick it. I mean, for sure, the gear, absolutely. You stream might like in softcore. I'd probably drop a couple of defensive talents for a little bit more offensive. But yeah, no, for sure. Well, I mean, it's kind of like what other choices do they have? Do you think? I think like it would be different if there was more itemization, right? If there was more like.
Well, my thing is like you can't just completely skip out on defense in this game, which is awesome. Like Path of Exile softcore, where you can just infinitely stack damage, But like in this game, you can't really do that. Your gear choices are limited. Yeah, I think that's kind of fine, but you can't neglect defense in this game. You just die.
I bet you if there was fucking rolls in your gear that said like 20% more damage to injured enemies, 20% damage to close enemies, like on your gear, people would pick that though, right? They just don't have the options. So then they just pick the defense, right? Because unless they're unable to completely, yeah. But I mean, I don't want that, and I'd fucking hate. To be honest, wait, what do you think about the itemization and sense of affixes? Fucking damage reduction to close enemies, damage reduction while fortified, damage reduction while injured, damage reduction.
I think it's completely imbalanced, and they probably don't really know what they're doing. But I think it's honestly a better system than most. Like, picture this: the pants itemization in Diablo 3. It's like main stat, vit, all res, armor, versus the itemization of like pants in this game. I think the itemization in pants in this game is way more interesting, infinitely more interesting.
I mean, wait, you find that more interesting than just like a fucking...
Yeah, because there's 5 different... here's the thing. There's like 5 different damage reduction conditionals that exist on pants. So you have damage reduction while fortified, generic damage reduction, just absolute, close, distant, injured. There's probably another one I forget off the top of my head. And then you have like armor percentage, you have life. I just named... 6 or 7 affixes?
Yeah, but more doesn't mean better. It's gimmicky.
Yeah, but it means you have to understand what you're doing, though. Like if I'm fighting something and damage to close sucks ass versus it, am I gonna put putting damage reduction to close is a bad option then, right? Like there's choice in it and there's meaning to it.
Yeah, but it's just like it's what it creates is jank, right? If you're playing a build that's like full damage reduction when injured or something, and you're like trying to stay low HP, it's like you have some jank there. Like, or just like if you're doing damage reduction, you're stacking damage reduction while close, and then you get one shot by a fucking guy off screen because he's like one of those attributes or whatever.
Because that means you're dumb for not putting distant damage
Well, I'm
reduction
saying
on
is
your
that
gear and
it
just like
creates-
stacking one thing.
I would prefer building defenses that are more like same with offenses. I would prefer instead of like damage reduction, damage dealt to far away, damage dealt to close, all this shit, damage dealt to healthy. That to me is giga boring and fucking like I prefer like just damage, like fire damage.
I think it's
damage
okay,
over time.
but I do think like the things you're saying right now, I really hope they add that stuff later, because then think about how dynamic this game starts becoming. Like if like so every character right now is basically crit damage and vuln. What if they had like 2 or 3 more like ways to build things, right?
Like
or
mechanics,
ways to scale up characters.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
But
then the game gets kind of crazy, and the casual players' brains explode, and they quit the game because the game's too complicated and they don't know how to do damage. But, you know, that would be cool for people who actually play these games regularly.
I feel like there already is. Even just Fortify is confusing. Even just Fortify and like Overpower and these mechanics they already have in are really confusing. And I feel like the conditional stuff, they trying to make it simple. Like, oh yeah, damage reduction versus close, but it actually adds more complexity. And it's at what cost? Like, I don't think it's even necessarily good though. I just don't get. I get you're saying they can make mistakes, which is good because there's mastery, right? So, something along the lines of that. But like, why not just? Surely that'd be better if there was fucking resistances in the game that were meaningful, and you had to cap certain reses, and then people are able to make mistakes because they don't cap certain reses and they get fucked, or they don't have a certain amount of physical reduction. So then a particular mob type fucks their ass big time, right? Like, I feel like versus like, oh, every single fucking damage and defense stat in this game is conditional, and your character's just functioning like, oh, I'm playing the range build, so I get all the ones that say distant, right? Versus, oh, I'm playing the melee build, I get all the ones that say close. Yeah,
I mean,
there you go.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, the damage reduction, like, the amount of conditional stuff in this game is already, like, probably too much, offensive and defensive. But I think it's better than, like, what I described, where it's just, like, all res, armor, vit, like in D3. Like, I think that it's a step up from that. But I'm not saying it's particularly good, and it could be improved on, for sure, but...
Whereas I would think it's like a side grade. It's like I think that one was shit and this one is shit, and they're just both kind of shit. But maybe I mean, there's probably slightly more. I mean, for sure, there's more mastery of the new system. So then maybe I'll give it like a fraction of a point higher. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Did you say he does have no? Okay, I was comparing. Okay, to be clear, Trent. All right, for starters, I was thinking more PoE defenses, right? Like I'm thinking how you build a character defensively in PoE, but obviously versus if you're comparing to D3, we're talking about a completely different thing here. All right, I have a PoE brain. Did I mean, wait, you're saying you were considering not even playing next? You were saying, well, you were asking me, am I considering playing the next season? Are you implying that you're not considering playing the next season?
Unless it looks really good, I'm probably skipping, yeah. Like, I actually think I would enjoy Path of Exile more if I probably skip every other league. Because the amount of changes that come on average, one league to the next league, just feels like almost zero, to be honest. It really does. Like, I did
Wait, we played D3, right? You played D3.
Crucible League is literally... Crucible League was diarrhea. Like, imagine that. Diarrhea. That's Crucible League.
Okay, Crucible League was trash. I agree. It was fucking terrible, right? It was the mechanic was just dog shit. They was designed around with Trade League in mind, and they had to just neuter it to the point where it was just like super underwhelming and shit, right? I agree. But, dude, okay, Crucible League versus having double goblins, dude. Like, double goblins.
Double goblins any day. Like, that's 2 goblins, not just like a couple of goblins. Did you see that? Did you see that leaked post that they deleted?
Yeah, I did see the leak post.
The goblin soon.
Yeah.
Like, that was real.
Yeah, I did for sure. Like, yeah, I'm getting hyped for that, dude. It's gonna be crazy, dude. But
I mean, what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. How could you possibly, after playing D3, think that you could because PoE Leagues are massive, bro. These are huge. Like the amount of content they put in.
Amazing. PoE's fucking amazing, but I'm gonna be honest. I think they've been running on 5% of like their output for a couple leagues now, and just people are thinking that's good for their standards. I remember when Path of Exile leagues come out, and I had nothing to negatively criticize, and they blew my mind because I never thought about that. And I haven't seen anything like that in at least 2 years of Path of Exile. Like now, it's like the most like minor amount of changes every league. I'm telling you, man, they're playing on like 5% of their power. Like they got it all saved for Path of Exile too. Why use all your good resources for just such a small percentage of your audience whenever you're going to tap into a massive amount of your audience whenever you officially announce Path of Exile 2? Like, why use any of your good shit? Like, they're saving it all, man. I'm telling you.
Well, that's not what Chris Wolcen said. C-Dub said,
Yeah,
if we have something good and we can put it in the game, why would we wait? And we're going to put it in. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, they had designing an entire new campaign, and they've got new animation systems, new graphic systems. I mean, all sorts of crazy shit. Like, it looks like they've got all sorts of crazy shit, like weird, crazy dash shit. I don't know. But the rest of the stuff...
They're removing all mobility skills in Path of Exile 2. You only get a quick dash now.
No shot.
What if they did?
No shot. Dude, I think you are overestimating the amount of changes. I think they're going to be way too scared to fucking make giga changes.
I think
they
a
don't
lot
want
of
to betray their
coming.
current.
Maybe I know something you don't know is possible.
I mean,
I got PoE. I got PoE devs who watch my stream on a daily basis. I'm just saying.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I might know something.
I would love it. I'm as a Diablo enjoyer. I would love. I mean, to be fair, I don't want to slow as Ruthless. I don't want to slow. I mean, I would like something between Ruthless and current modern PoE. I feel like that'd be.
Did you
like,
see when I died in Ruthless to reflect? Man, that's good. I fell asleep.
That was a classic. That was indeed a classic. And to be fair, it's well, I mean, wait. In terms of speed of PoE, how fast do you want it? Like compared to Ruthless and like modern PoE.
I think about the way we play at modern PoE, like say your builds or like my builds would be like that's perfectly fine. I think. But the softcore standard of just like I have 300% movement speed, 2,000 life, and I'm doing a T16 100% delirious map, just instantly like killing everything, and I never see a monster, is stupid.
I don't. How they gonna while Trade League exists and with the current crafting though, I feel like people have basically Trade League creates an item editor. Because you have like access to infinity, like all the you see like
there's a statistic on people who play on Trade League softcore, right? No, have you seen that?
What, like,
no, the average like people typically who play softcore Trade League, like their dick shrinks 50% with it over the course of 1 year permanently.
Yo, what about Mathel 1 though, brother? What about
Well,
Mathel?
Maybe he doesn't mind. Like it's fine.
Holy shit! Yo, I need to take a piss though, dude. I need to take a piss real bad. ExileCon. So you're coming to ExileCon, right? You're coming to ExileCon, right?
Nope.
Why aren't you going to ExileCon? You understand? I went to
Too much
ExileCon.
money, man. I want to go there. Like spend a bunch of money and then all that stuff and get
They
all.
will
like,
literally
UV.
pay for you. They will literally.
No,
pay
they
for you.
won't. No, they won't. I
Okay.
asked.
What? Wait, they will literally pay for you. No shot.
No, I asked. I already asked.
Wait, did you say some shit about it? What did you say? Did you say like Chris Wilson was bald or something?
They actually contacted me and asked me if I was coming. I was like, it's kind of expensive, and then that was kind of where the conversation kind of ended. They're not paying for shit, dude. I'm not like you, man. I'm not a big enough streamer.
Okay,
I'm a
I
small
live in
streamer,
New
so-
Zealand, so it's like $40, like the flight. Like, okay, it's not like there's some big thing for them. But I mean,
I'm
bro,
not a big enough streamer, dude. I've only been streaming for a couple of years. I'm still trying to grow, my channel and stuff. I haven't been here that long.
no.
You know what's funny? I'm not even memeing. Is the thing. All of this, I'm not even memeing.
I didn't think you were me. I mean, I think what's happened is that you've got some PR manager person who just doesn't know the landscape properly, and you just need to message. Well, I mean, you just need to message like Bex or something, and then be like, "Yo,
That's
what
who
up?"
I talked to.
No shit.
I already talked to what?
What
I
the
already talked to Bex. Dude, I'm far away, man.
budget. You understand how many?
What?
Okay. You had there was multiple people that for whatever reason, I guess because you weren't there, they would go to me instead and be like, hey bro, yeah, I'm an Alkaizer sub. I met many of them.
That shit's expensive, man. I get it. Like I live a billion miles away. Like flying a person out there or whatever, any accommodations, whatever. That shit's probably. I don't even know how much it is. It's probably like 3K.
Wait, 3K. Wait, you live in the USA? No, so which is I don't know. Last time I paid for it, the thing was like BlizzCon 2016 or something.
I didn't even care until someone was memeing that oh, they're playing for a lot of PoE streamers to fly out there. I'm like, what?
They're paying for Steelimage, Ziz, Noogie probably. Wait, don't quote me on that though. I don't know about. Wait, does any Noogie guys? Any Noogie subs?
What? I feel like most of this shit should just be kind of slightly hush hush to TBH. I don't know why everybody's oh yeah, they're paying for my shit. Well, what about the people who didn't get shit paid for?
I mean, that's stupid. They should be. That it is. it is in terms of a business trade, like in terms of the amount of people who would unironically, their experience at ExileCon would be increased. Like that, you know, I feel like they're easily adding value, like more than 3,000 by paying for your shit, right? Yeah, presuming. That's which is kind of like that doesn't make sense to me. What makes sense is I know. Okay, I'm not gonna say who, but there was a couple people who were banned from last ExileCon, and they weren't even allowed to. So A, they didn't get invited. B, if they tried to go, they couldn't even they wouldn't even be up to attend because they're banned. So but that means you would have had to talk shit about a staff member at GGG, and they would not like you.
I'm pretty nice to most people. I know people think I'm like edgy, but I don't really like shit talk like devs. The only one I shit talked was Jay Wilson. But I mean that's like 10 years ago.
Well, J-Dubs isn't even. I mean, J-Dubs literally, yeah, he's not. I mean, good. I just watched a documentary about people shit talking J-Dubs. But yeah, nah, they must have. I mean, wait. So if someone was to pay for your trip, would you go then at that point?
I'd have to look at the like exact timings because like I feel like that's pretty close to this first season for Diablo 4 at this point. I mean, this is a conversation I had probably almost a year ago. To be fair, as well.
Yeah, no, maybe they just forgot, bro. Maybe they just fucking space. They just make it a list. They made a list.
I mean, like that Diablo 4 list with the mount thing.
Wait, you know, no, whoa,
dude, I messaged them and I looked through all of my logs to see if I missed the notification, but I never got it. You know, I clearly don't stream enough Diablo 2, 3, and 4.
You should have head up like some management shit to contact Blizzard because I know Ziz missed it as well, and then he just contacted his guys.
I tried contacting them. I tried talking to them, but they didn't respond. It's kind of funny. Like all the people who I personally knew from Blizzard, all of them either got fired or quit. So I lost all my Blizz contacts.
Oh, the actual good ones.
I did have one contact me because they used like my clips or whatever, like when the beta first came out. But you know, that's not like the best contact probably, but it's kind of funny. Oh, I'm just not big enough
a brand risk but how do you get sponsors, bro? If you're this much of a brand risk, okay, so what the hell's going on?
Since this game has come out, have you gotten like 30+ sponsor offers? Like since the game has come out, because I have. I don't know if I'm even a brand risk.
I don't even read. I don't read them, but no, I'm blacklisted when it comes to. I mean, dude, you know, so there's like all this ExileCon information and shit. They'll list like all the streamers and stuff that are going to be there. I'm not on any of those lists, but they are paying for my shit and they are giving me go there and stuff. But I'm like blacklisted from. They don't want to like risk putting my shit on the main page, you know. Like that.
Yeah. You're pretty out there. Like you're way more of a brand risk than me, and I'm like, you know, and I just say shit. I call people retards and shit like.
Yeah, no. Well, what I'm saying is that it doesn't make any sense.
Unless I'm secretly the retard and I never knew it, you know what I mean? And maybe possible. It is possible, right?
Well, no. What is possible? I think it's likely. Well, to be honest, you probably. I mean, wait, because there was a Twitch notification that you had to enter in. But then if you didn't see the notification, then
I looked through all my emails. I looked through the little dashboard on Twitch. I looked through all of it, and I see all these other things for notifications, and then there's no one for Diablo. You know, my favorite part was when you clicked on a random one of those people on the list, and then you get sent to a Call of Duty stream with like 20 viewers. Hey, 20 viewers, whatever, no big, like, you know, but he's playing Call of Duty, and he's got the little mount advertised on his stream, and he's playing Call of Duty.
Wait, what the fuck? Does that actually work? Wait, so you're saying when I'm not under the Diablo category, it actually works still?
The drops won't, but I assume the 2 gifted subs probably
the 2 gifted subs. Oh shit, bro, damn. Wait, what the fuck? That's crazy, dude. What's your take on the mount thing? What's the Alkaizer take? Like, do you think it's
what mount? Like what perspective?
Like the Blizzard selecting people and then having a mount promotion on Twitch.
I mean, their advertisement is out of control. I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much, to be fair. Like,
do you think GG should do it? PoE should do anything like it?
It's kind of a rich get richer situation, and I don't mean like literally money. Obviously, that is the case. It's like people who like let's say you're a guy who has like 50 viewers, and then you don't get opportunity or whatever, and now you're streaming to 20 viewers because you know those other 30 people are going to click someone else's stream where they're getting drops or whatever, or you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. It's kind of a rich get richer, and then the smaller guys get pushed down even more. So I mean, that is how it actually would work.
Well, I mean, there's
A
people
little fucked up, but it.
There's people who are going like super hard with the mount thing, and who are like, I mean, for example, Towley. You know Towley?
Yeah. He's probably got like 15,000 subs because of it or something, right?
20,000.
Plus subs, yeah.
He's at like 20,000 now. Like, you know, CCVs of like 1,500, 2K. Just plug in the shit. I think the last thing I saw was he's doing an OnlyFans feat stream. This is his next sub goal.
Weird, but okay. Whatever works for people. Can't blame them.
So I mean, and I wouldn't. I mean, that's like. And I feel like there's a bunch of things like that in terms of, yeah, I guess what you're saying is when you mean, because I feel like the mid-sized creators will absolutely benefit, and if anything, per person, they're going to benefit harder because there's more devoted viewers there versus just people randomly clicking on who's at the top of the directory like Fred Extra Life. You feel me? 2K is well, no, that's what I mean. Like anything over 1K is absolutely a mid-sized streamer. That is a mid-sized streamer to live streamer, like 100%. Anyone over 1K. CCV, you are definitionally, you're actually a big streamer. You're actually a big streamer, and that's what you're saying. 1K plus is top 0.5. Yeah, okay, sorry, I'm talking to chat now. My bad. I need to turn my chat off. I'm fucking just arguing with some bozos in chat. They're like fucking.
Do you not lose your mind on a daily basis? I don't know how you do it, to be honest. Like your chat is just like anything you say, they'll try to find a way to contradict you every time.
Yeah. No, what that's you understand is it's a vocal minority. It doesn't matter what you say, there will be someone who just
even if you're even if 99% of people agree with you and you're 100% correct on like what you're saying, there's you're just gonna get blasted with how you're wrong, even if you're 100% correct. It's funny.
People like to disagree with me just because they just don't like to agree with me. It's just like it's because I'm such a abrasive personality. Often that makes sense that people have been conditioned to like not want to agree with anything I'm saying. But that's funny though. Do you like the Giga Autismo spectrum guys that like take every single thing that you say 100% literally? No, I fucking hate them. No, if anyone is, those guys, if you know they're not joking, if they type some shit in and they convince me that they're not joking and they type some dumb fucking shit in, that's the ones that make me lose my mind, right? Whereas if I know they're joking, then it's not. It's like, but the 100% serious guys are like, I just get perma brand, bro. Like fuck that. Abrasive, okay. I'm not gonna let chat. You shit. Okay, mods, get this chat in line right now. Get this fucking chat in line right now. Okay.
Now they're using the what is that? The like a Mal is a Quin or whatever emote. Well, I don't know if that's called Fearless Leader Quin 69 emote. What's it called?
Yeah, Lamal, dude. It's to be fair, it's stolen from another guy called Era, which I'm guessing you probably. I don't know how much of the Twitch. How much of Twitch outside of ARPG stuff do you even watch?
I don't watch that much, but I kind of know what's going on a little bit around me. Like I don't even know, like XQC or like Pokemon stuff or stuff like that. Like I never like have any interest in that. I just pretend like, to me, that's like the equivalent of like what Faker is doing like in League of Legends. I don't even know anything about that game, so I don't like, it doesn't affect me or like pay zero attention to it essentially, right?
Well,
if that makes sense.
You did. I'd see that. I feel like back in the day you were ultra apathetic to almost everything.
Yeah, I just play my game, man.
Yeah, but nowadays, though, I feel like, well, what I noticed was there was a mentality shift. I don't know, it's when Fotwini came back, right? And you started all of a sudden selling merch, and then there was like the Corgi dog meta, and then you were like started like. Yeah, the Cubone dog. Yeah, and then you started going on like podcasts. I mean, you're literally talking to me right now, bro.
Podcast? Right? When did I go on a podcast?
You went on some Zizzerin thing, bro. You went on some Ziz thing, dude.
That was way before that, but sure.
Well, I mean, I feel like there's been what caused the mentality shift, or do you just like?
There's a mentality shift. Like people probably a little bit changed, but I mean.
Well, you went from like. Saying shit all to your chat.
Just playing fucking Diablo 3 for more than like half a year is already too much. I gotta do something else.
Wait, okay. You went from literally. I
got banned twice. Also, I got banned twice off Twitch for my chat, for offline chat. People typing stuff in offline chat. I'm not even in the chat, and people are just typing stupid shit in my offline chat. I got banned twice for that.
No, you got. I remember that. I was there, bro. I was there. There was zero moderation, and the people were like spamming.
Well, here's like, my perspective of it.
Stickers, right?
Like, I'm not your fucking babysitter. Like, I don't have to. Like, why do I have to like take care of every single like individual? Like, people are gonna do do what they want to do. Like, I'm not your fucking babysitter. But at the same time, I get that, like, having a haven for people like J-Dance and, you know, all these, like, Roltars, you remember some of these names, I'm sure. Letting a safe place for them to congregate and talk about, like, where they can start sharing how fucking degenerate and stupid their ideas are. Yeah, that shit's fucking dumb.
Well, no, it's like, I mean, basically you're controlling a space, right? And then the idea is that's your space, but you have to moderate it, right? It's kind of like a subreddit. Like a Twitch channel's kind of like that.
Yeah. It's like, I got to the point to where, like, you get some of these, like, Omega degenerates, and they're like, oh, we're not getting banned here. We can talk about, like, what we hate in the world, kind of retarded shit, you know what I mean? They're just like, they're all flocking, and then, you know, they needed the purge eventually, and they got it.
Wait, but you got banned. From what I understood, it was not like. Wait, was it like just people typing actual sentences, or was it like this fucking weird like Nazi like swastika spamming stuff?
I think one guy was like, I don't even remember. It's been a while. They're like hate speech is what it would be categorized under, but I don't really remember even what was said. Honestly, I probably didn't see it. I don't even remember. Yeah. I don't know what they typed.
Well, yeah, you went from. To be fair, it was maybe a slight evolution, but you went from my point of view, you went from, you know, like, you didn't have anything behind you in your background. There was zero IRL anything.
Look at my background right now.
You got a big shit
of my 4 disc blades, 3 of them have fallen off, and I haven't put them back up. Like,
still, you went from nothing to, like, okay, disc plates and, like, cooking streams and all sorts of shit. And I was like, well, what's the mentality shift? Because there must be some sort of thought
things are boring sometimes, man. Just playing these games get pretty boring, you know? Like anybody who's between level 80 in this game and level 99, don't even tell me that you're not bored, because you're fucking bored, because level 80 to 99 fucking sucks.
Yeah, I'm 89.
Like, you gotta do some other shit sometimes. Also, the worst part about this game, level 80 to 99. You know it's true. It's shit.
Yeah, no, it's dog shit. It's dog shit. Well, then how did you not get bored of D3 though? How did you not get bored of D3? Because you didn't do it.
Early? Like you think about it, like, I played Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls when it came out in, like, I think it was like May, and I quit in November, and I didn't come back until until season 2 started, which was like February or March the next year. I get bored. Man.
Oh shit. No, fair enough. Okay. No, that makes sense. 100%. Yeah, I played the first season. I played the whole thing. Oh, fuck it. Okay.
It's not even necessarily about this game. Like, I think this game is better than I thought it would be, for sure. And I'm enjoying myself still. Like, I actually log in and I enjoy playing it. But, like, playing this game for another 3 months in its exact current state, 2 months, there's 0% chance I would do that. The game needs patches, seasons, whatever. Like, there's no way I'm playing this game for 2 months straight if there's no changes, or basically 0 changes.
But wait, you're skipping... You're likely skipping the next PoE League.
Unless it looks really, really fucking good, but...
Wait, what are you doing in lieu of that?
I don't know, probably more D4. Like, shouldn't that be about the first season time, I imagine, also? They should be kind of close to each other.
Oh, nah, that won't be close, bro. No. Well, okay, so basically 15 days from now, some shit, there's potentially a season for D4. Then ExileCon's like... Well, it could be 15 to 30 days from now, there's a PoE... There's a D4 season. 15 to 30 days. And then the PoE convention is 30 days from now. So there's a chance that, like, the season lines up with ExileCon, but they're not releasing a season with ExileCon. They're simply, nor are they doing, Bex even sent out a tweet saying, like, some shit like, there's not even going to be open beta for PoE 2 or anything. So you could expect it's going to be at least a month and a bit between season 1 of D4 and season...
Like I said, I mean, we've been playing this shit for over 3 weeks, I think now, right? Over 3 weeks since the game has come out. Like, how long am I expecting to play, like, the first season for? A week? Not really, probably. It depends on how meaty it is, also. Like, they gloat how they want to do bigger and better than D3 seasons. I certainly hope so, but...
I'm expecting big dick, bro. I think I'm expecting PoE.
Here's what I'm expecting. 100 new legendary items, 40 new unique items, 3 new in-game modes to play, 4 new pinnacle bosses, 2 new classes. That's a season. Let's go.
Okay.
Double treasure goblins, 1 new legendary item incoming.
Nah, bro. There'll be an end-game... I'm thinking in-game replayable mechanic that's completely new, like kind of like, you know, like Nightmare Dungeons or Helltide or something, but there'll be like an entirely new thing, and it, you know, it should interact with items or aspects or something to create a bunch of new builds. I'm thinking something like that.
Hopefully I'm open at anything, really. Like, my expectations aren't really that high. I think they're pretty reasonable, but anything better than, like, a Diablo 3 season, anything that adds replayability, that kind of stuff, like, cool. But I don't. My expectations for the Diablo 4 League are higher than my expectations for this next Path of Exile League. And the only excuse I could give for Path of Exile is, well, it's after ExileCon, so maybe they'll actually bust out some bigger stuff. But I wouldn't bet money on that.
Well, the last fucking thing they did for the previous one was Metamorph. So ExileCon ended, and it was Metamorph, and then the Conquerors. Wait, it's Metamorph with Conquerors of the Atlas, right? So
yeah, Metamorph, but Cirrus was awesome until they nerfed Awakener, to where nobody wants to fight him anymore or do him. Like, remember when Awakener first came out, and it felt so good to kill Awakeners because he dropped so much good loot. Now they fucked him in the ass, and now we have to farm Maven instead, and that kind of sucks.
No, Maven's fucking trash. What's your take on memory games being in boss fights, dude?
I don't really know why that's in that fight, to be honest. I'd rather just like, do mechanics.
Do you think it discriminates against people who have fucking dyslexia?
I don't even know what that means, because I don't care, because I don't have it. But it's like, there's something to be said. Just like, sometimes I just, like, too many mechanics. Like, look at some of those Lost Ark fights, how stupid they are. Like, sometimes I just want a good DPS check sometimes, like, once in a while. Like, sometimes I just want a good, like, DPS check. Like, if I don't have the gear to beat it, then I don't have the gear to beat it. You know what I mean? And then it's like, I need to work for more gear so I can beat it. Like, and I feel like we lack that a lot of the time. Instead of just like, oh, if you play mechanics really, really well, you win. Sometimes I just want to be, you know, screwed over because my gear wasn't good enough. Maybe I couldn't take enough damage or didn't do enough damage.
Like, literally patchwork, right? So, I mean, it just fucks the tanks up. And
I mean, that's like an extreme case. But yeah, sometimes I just want to do a fight and be like, well, I can't beat this yet because my character is just actually not strong enough. Like that. Like, when was the last time I got to say that?
I'm trying to think of one. I mean, they don't even have, like, I mean, in Diablo 3, there was fucking Belial, right? But, I mean, I don't know. They don't even do, in PoE, they don't even do in raid mechanics, like, proper ones. And they should be hard in raiders. Or like, soft in raiders. I kind of, dude, one of my favorite bosses ever in World of Warcraft. I don't know. Did you do Nighthold?
No, I quit before.
You missed out on that one, bro. It was so good, bro. It was so... No, does anyone know what I'm talking about? Anyone know which one I'm talking about?
Remember the clip of you and the flowers and your DBM going like 5,000% volume? That was good. I like that one.
Yeah, that was fucking actual.
How did you get G kicked from your guild and like right before Nighthold came out? I remember that. Like, you got G-kicked or something.
Not when Nihil came out. It was at the very end. We were progressing Gul'dan, and we obviously weren't getting any... We were going to get... We were basically locked in, going to... Like, the other guild had already beaten us, and there was really, like, we're talking like global... So, basically, the officers wanted to extend whenever we could full clear the entire Nihil and all get loot, right? And, you know, a couple hours, whatever. But I was saying, like, the majority of the clan wanted to extend. But the officers did not want to extend because they wanted to get like a slightly better fucking rank overall in the world for the guild. And I was like, well, what? If the majority of the guild wants to do that, then why don't you, right? And they said we were gonna have a meeting. Then they zoned in, and then they just locked it in. And then I was like, well, are we gonna do a meeting or what's happening? Like, and they're like, shut the fuck up. I'm not making that up. The majority of the clan did want to extend. Okay, I had lots of DMs. You gotta understand, bro. I had these clan members, bro. The leaders. Okay.
They sounded like they didn't like you from the very beginning, but they got you. That's what it sounded like to me, to be honest. They genuinely just didn't like you from the beginning. That was the vibes I got.
A bunch of them liked me, but then a bunch of the officers hated me. I want to say the bunch of them.
Like the people in charge didn't like you, essentially, so they kicked you. That's awesome.
Well, two of them. Well, you can understand. Okay, dude, you can understand this guy. Okay, imagine someone who's like fucking literally 42, bro. Like, alcoholic, no prospects in life. All he's got is the guild, and he's trash, and he fucks up every mechanic, and he's your main tank. And he's out there, like, bullying people in the guild. Okay, I had comms muted. He literally made one of my, like, boys cry during the raid because he was yelling at him, and blaming him and gaslighting him, saying it was this guy's fault when it wasn't. The fucking dog shit ass, brain dead fucking guild leader guy fucked up, and then he attacked him. Like, when the guy was like, well, actually it wasn't me who fucked up, it was you, he just went nuts and unironically made this guy like fucking cry in front, and that was so awkward. It was so weird. And you gotta say, this is the type of guy who was running the guild. like the most brain dead motherfucker out there. And it was Oceanic. There wasn't very many options, so it's not like I could switch around. It's like, well, and this is the same guy who's forcing us to extend whenever most people don't want to extend. But it's like this weird hostile. Like these guys are taking the game way too seriously. Like actual job, right? This is like that's like his big thing going in his life. He's a guild leader, but he's complete dog shit and a bully. And I didn't like him. And yeah, that's why I was standing up to that guy. Yeah, I was standing up to that guy. His name was Motel.
Never go against the fearless leader, man.
Well, it doesn't matter though, because I got kicked from that guild, and then immediately I got invited to another guild, who then we popped off, and I killed Wudijo. Like the next.
Is that when you got carried by Snuts, or was that? Like,
no, that was not Snuts. I played. I only played with Snuts in Shadowlands, bro.
I'm just fucking with you.
Jesus. Oh, okay, dude. Holy shit. Nah, I played a lot of World of Warcraft. Let me tell you, I've played a lot of WoW. I've actually played more WoW than any game ever. Like not even close. D3.
Me too, probably.
Yeah, it's a good what? That's a good game, but kind of dog shit now.
Like I think they should just like stop making MMOs. Like, yo, I actually watched your stream for that dog shit fucking game. It's gonna be the fucking build game of the fucking year. Ashes of Creation. Dude, that game's literally 1 out of 10 best case scenario. They're just scamming people. That game's fucking trash, diarrhea.
Don't say that, bro. You understand you're gonna get attacked by a bunch of people who fucking stand that game.
No.
They think it's a second coming of Christ.
Like, I watched you play that game. That game looks so fucking...
To give them credit, it is improving. It is improving at a rate.
Are you excited to play it? You got it on your calendar?
My expectation is that it's going to be. I'm expecting it's going to be very mid. It's going to be very mid. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be terrible.
That's better. That's better than what I said. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I feel like imagine like Last Epoch except shittier, but like an MMO.
Dude, do you like Last Epoch?
I do.
The only thing I like in Last Epoch is the dopamine that I get when I do the crafting system until it says 0%, then I get mad. But that game is kind of fucking poo-poo sandwich.
I mean, bro, compare the systems in that game to D4 though. Like for
yeah,
example,
but that's just yeah. Well, compare the fact that every single zone in Last Epoch is like 3 times larger than it needs to be, and everything is like it's like you're like a 2-foot man, and like you know what I mean. It's like you're like why is everything so far apart in the whole game? Like every zone is like 3 times larger than it needs to be.
That's whenever I played it, not the most recent time. I played it before the latest patch, and it was like that. It was literally like the zones. Each zone was like 20 minutes almost. It was fucking ridiculous. But they've cut down on
I don't know why it's like that. And there's not even like there's monsters in there. It's just like extra space.
No, I feel that. I definitely think there's a ton of polish missing from that game. But I think the main thing though, which gets me going for that game, right, is the fundamentals. Like the seed that is planted for that game is great because they have core principles in mind, and they have like clear philosophy that I feel like is going to generate, providing the game keeps getting better and it keeps getting more polished and the gameplay gets better and then they add more content and stuff. I feel like it can pop off.
Yeah, I think people are just going to play Diablo 4 and PoE 2 and then that game will get lost in the dust. That's my perspective. I don't think it's a bad game. It's infinitely better than Wolcen, for sure. Like, it's not even remotely comparable.
Well, Wolcen had know what they're doing. The devs were clueless.
Yeah, their devs are like, man, like, did you pass first grade math? Like, it's so bad.
Bro, the Wolcen dev has DM'd me multiple times asking me to do a sponsor stream for Wolcen, even though I'm like, I literally have multiple YouTube videos completely shitting on it and talking shit about it, and I've never said anything good about it the entire time.
I think I got one of those too. Like, imagine how stupid your game is whenever you have to call your fucking, like, expansion or whatever, you literally call it end game. Like, how stupid is that?
Jesus Christ. Well, they made a bunch of money. They sold a lot of Wolcen copies, so... I mean, at least I did something. But yeah, no, I don't. I get similar vibes. From Ashes of Creation. It's kind of like Last Epoch, but I honestly think in terms of fundamentals.
I'm also, unfortunately, I have this problem where I just think they shouldn't make MMORPGs anymore for like ever. Like once you play one MMORPG, do you really need to play another one? Like one is good enough for an entire lifetime.
I think the future big huge game is a giant MMORPG. I think that's going to be I think the next giant game that completely changes the way people game is going to be a giant like second reality.
Well, you don't mean like MMORPG, you mean like something else, right?
I mean, I like a world that has rules that would be like World of Warcraft, except there's like, infinite possibilities, right? I mean, kind of like close to, like, I don't know if you've seen a game like Second Life, except not complete dog shit. And primarily VR
There's a
based.
guy on my Steam who used to watch my stream, and he's literally in that VR chat for that shit for like 10 years straight. He hasn't left. He's just in there. He's just like, he lives there.
Well, have you tried it? Have you tried it?
No, fuck that. Like anything the VR actually gives me motion sickness anyway. So
Well, that's one of the main issues that is holding back VR right now, which they are solving actively. But yeah, no, it's still not solved. Unless you can play like if you play room scale games, you won't get any. I don't think you'll get any motion sickness. Like, did you try a game like Beat Saber? I'm guessing not.
no.
If you play Beat Saber,
the last virtual game I played was the Virtual Boy. I think that came out in like '92.
Okay, you're full of shit. There's no shot you played that.
I'm 100%. It was all red. Every game on there had like a red tint. Yeah, I played it.
Wait. Because you obviously, when you're asked what your age is, you always say like 45, but we obviously understand that it's a
50.
joke. It's 50. Wait, that's obviously a joke,
53.
right? It's obviously a joke. You're absolutely in your 30s. You're absolutely in your 30s. Like, I will never believe that you are 50 until you show me like a fucking actual certificate of your birth or something. I'm sorry to say, like that is not. And you're saying you're playing a Virtual Boy game, which was out in the 90s, dude?
Yeah.
Like, nah.
That shit was expensive too. It was like $500 back then or something stupid.
Hey, dude. I mean, he plays D4 now. I mean, he played, he did play D2 and then D4 and D3. I mean, don't get me wrong, people...
I played Diablo 1 the day it came out. I bought that shit the day it came out. I bought fucking Beyond the Dark Portal the day it came out. You don't even know what that is, probably.
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what it is, no.
It's the Warcraft 2 expansion.
You must have come from a, like, what background did you come from to have, like, the money to just buy games?
Pretty poor.
That's crazy. I had to get all my, every single game I ever had until I was, like, 15 or 14 was just pirated. So I could never play games properly online. And
how did you not become a RuneScape gamer? It seems like what
I was RuneScape gaming. I was doing that. I was absolutely doing that. But again, we had satellite internet, so then that became just unviable as well. We lived out in a farm. But you know, it was like, yeah, sad, bro. Wait, what the fuck? So you must okay. Okay. Let me say it like this. You just come from a family. You had your older brother Faye Onslaught, who was obviously older than
that's
you
his
in
name.
gamer. Yeah, and
He's
then
younger than me, but sure.
okay, he's older. You got your older brother or someone else that we don't know about, right? An older sibling who has access to games, and then you were just like at the age of fucking 4 playing games, and that's how you know about these old games. And that you actually just
dude, I played The Adventures of Lolo on the fucking regular Nintendo. I played Dragon Warrior. I played fucking the regular Super Mario Brothers on the NES. I beat all that shit, dude. When that shit came out.
And you were an infant at the time.
Nope.
You were that's why that's where you got your gaming micro from, because you trained those signals from the young age.
Signals.
You develop those neural connections in your brain, yeah, like all those platforming, you know, bullet hell, fucking whatever you want to call that. I didn't play any of that shit.
The Super Mario Brothers on the Nintendo Entertainment System is a bullet hell game.
Dude, I don't know any of the Mario shit, brother. Like Zelda, one of those games has got some bullet hell shit. One of those Super Nintendo games. Is that one gray? What?
Gradius? Like it's just like shooter games. They're not like crazy though. Or like UN Squadron or some shit like that. Any where the boomers at, man?
I have no idea what you're talking about. This is like a foreign language.
Some people would know.
Right, the first game I played, like proper game, like real game, was Age of Empires 2.
Okay, that's a pretty good one. I played Age of Empires 1 when it came out.
Okay, this guy. He's just making this shit up. You're probably gonna say you played Warcraft 2 as well.
I played Warcraft 1, where there's not even hotkeys. You actually have to manually click every action. Attack, move. There's no control groups or anything. You have to manually assign every single action.
Warcraft
I played game.
Okay, dude. Are you
dude, Junior. You don't know how like ancient I am. I'm the oldest fucking piece of shit that ever existed.
No shit.
Dude, fucking before Windows even came out, fucking you get a black screen and you have to be like CD / and then D : to like, you know, access games on your fucking floppy drive and shit. Like, come on. /W? Come on, dude.
Nah, bro. You
Log into Telnet. Log into Telnet, dude. Start playing a MUD.
A MUD? Wait, there's no shot.
Junior. I think I've only played like 2 games.
What I think is this. I think that, again, you were just surrounded by siblings who had access to games, and you just got into it at a very, very young age, which is abnormal, obviously, for most people. And then you're pretending like you're role-playing like you're a boomer, but you're actually not.
Aren't you a boomer? You're old as shit too.
I'm old,
You're like
but like,
30.
I don't know. I didn't play. Dude, we didn't have fucking DOS. We didn't have fucking DOS, bro. We had Windows ME or something. Windows XP.
What the fuck? Windows XP is like a year ago. I just upgraded.
I actually wouldn't be surprised. Do you understand how fucking many upgrades that your stream could have right now if you just had like they have better encoders and stuff for the later the newer versions of OBS. Like you could have
look mostly at my gray hairs on my head.
What you won't get as much artifacting when in the gameplay. Like for example, when you're playing Path of Exile or Diablo 4, so your gameplay will just look superior. Improve the quality.
Oh, shit, really?
Wait, so what's your actual age? Wait, or is that like a secret NDA?
Exclamation point age.
Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, dude. Why aren't there pictures of you? Like, why aren't there pictures of you, like, if you were actually, like, 50, then you should have pictures of you when you were, like, in your teenagers years, like, that in the 80s or whatever.
Well, I don't keep pictures of myself. There are probably a couple out there. I just don't, like, I don't keep pictures of myself.
I've seen a teenage picture of you standing around with people.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
Yeah.
And that looks like it was in the early 2000s, right? Which would
Yeah,
make
I
you...
used to, you know, kegger party, dude. I used to do that. You know, people kegging it up and shit.
I don't know what the fuck even is that, bro? I don't even know what the fuck. Okay, where's my list at?
That's some NA shit.
Okay, dog.
Does it bother you whenever you try to stream World of Warcraft and your chat doesn't want to watch World of Warcraft? 'Cause I feel like you genuinely really like playing that game, but nobody wants to watch that shit.
Well, I find that I love doing arena, and chat's not a big fan of arena. They don't mind. Yeah, no, they kind of hate World of Warcraft. They do kind of hate World of Warcraft. But I do enjoy. What can I say? I'm a PvPer, bro. I like to PvP in World of Warcraft, bro. I like to log in and fucking pop off.
I don't know. There's something about like some of the more spazzy guys like you, or who are like actually pretty good at PvP. Like who's the mage? Mitch James, and you know some of these like high energy dudes. You're kind of you kind of got like some of that high energy gameplay.
What it is the spontaneity factor, bro.
Yeah, your spontaneous energy.
Yeah, it's like you just do something that's unexpected, which can then cause a victory or a loss very fast.
Yeah, accidental victory or loss. Yeah, true.
But that's the I'm telling you, that's the trick, bro. It's like the random switch. Well, you're gonna say most people in World of Warcraft do very cookie cutter strategies. Like they just they go on with a clear cut strategy, and they're not very dynamic, and they're gonna say, okay, CC the fucking healer, train the mage, and that's what we'll do the entire game, and they won't.
If I was in your chat right now, I would be doing the little like crip yapping emote. You know what I'm talking about? That would be me.
Do not encourage them to use that emote, dude.
Were they already doing it? They were already doing it for sure. 100%.
There was like one. There was one guy. There was literally one guy. Now they're farming. Now you're farming it, bro, because you said that shit. Okay, now the mods are putting like a clown guy on who's doing the yappy mode.
Honk honk.
Ooh.
Anyway, go on wherever you want to go.
Wait, dogs, kids. Yo, so you having kids soon? With Photo Winnie?
I will never have kids.
Oh, you have a dog? Dogs are basically kids.
No, dogs and kids are different. Pretty sure.
They require investment of time and responsibility, and you have to raise them to not be like, biting people and, shitting inside the house. They need emotional support. The dog has to be pet. You have to pet the dog.
Do kids do that if you don't train them? Like, yeah, shitting in the house.
Yes. Unironically, brother. They shit. They will shit anywhere.
No.
They this thing called potty training. You didn't know that? They will shit in
They
that.
don't literally like hunch into the corner of your house and just take a massive dump.
They will take. Okay, there's a thing that kids do when they're being defiant, where they will literally take a shit and spread it on the walls, and it's like this is not uncommon.
I have never heard this in my entire life. Not once. Everybody's question marking. There's no way. I've never heard of this.
That's literally a thing.
So kids will take a dump on the middle of their house and then smear it on the walls. That's a real thing, huh?
Yes, they get. I'm not even kidding.
So dumb.
It's literally a thing. It's a thing. It's basically defiance. They'll deliberately to piss off the parents. They'll do something they know they're not supposed to do, which they know they're supposed to be potty trained and use the things, but instead they'll just take a shit and just fucking rub it everywhere. That's yeah. But they do way more fucked up shit. They do what?
I've never. This is new territory to me. Like what? Like Amber Heard or something? I don't know. Is that where that comes from?
The Amber Heard thing, yes, that's like, you're gonna say that's part of human nature. That's some shit, bro. Like, you see these things, it's funny, because you have kids, you see all these things that kids do, and you realize adults do these things. I was watching a video of this the other day of, like, this woman who was having a meltdown inside of a clothing store. And she was doing, like, I'm not even kidding, exactly the same tantrum my child does at 3 years old. Exactly the same. Like, she basically...
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes your chat tells you you're going TOS or something like that, like bordering. But I'm not gonna lie, with some of those takes, whenever you see people like that, because I know exactly what you would say about a person like that. Like, I 100% agree. Sometimes people just need, you know, a little, you can tell they've never been disciplined. They've never been disciplined.
It's conditioning. You know what I mean? It's conditioning. Just, yeah, 100%. That's right. Like, 100%. They can get...
Did you have a strict father growing up?
Did I have a strict father? No, strict mother. Strict mother. Well, my father was...
Okay.
But yeah,
you never had your dad come up to you and be like, well, pick a belt, and then he takes you into his closet and you have to pick the belt. You never had that one?
No, that happened to my friends, and it was his mum as well. But no, my mum had basically a pit of wood with leather attached to it, and she would use that. But yeah, it was like,
pick a belt. You got to choose your punishment.
Well, before I had that as well, where sometimes you choose the punishment, and what I found was I could actually tank the damage. And I became immune.
Fuck off. I could tank the damage and become immune.
I'm not even kidding. She broke it on my ass because I became fully immune to it. I have a high pain threshold, dude. I'm telling you, and it stopped working because they could no longer discipline me with like physical damage after that. I fucking had endurance charges, dog. I'm telling you.
Yeah, true endurance charges. You stack the PDR and shit.
Okay, like
some high armor.
Like, I broke my arm, both bones, completely flopping, not crying. I had a nail go through my foot, rusted completely through the bottom, up through my foot, not crying, just sitting there. Like, my sisters were going crazy. My mom just came out with olive oil, put olive oil in it, just ripped that bitch out. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, I became immune to damage.
I believe it. Immune to damage.
Yeah. I mean,
you want to have a headbutting contest if we ever meet? Like, we basically just, like, hold each other on the shoulders, and we just repeatedly headbutt until one of us gives up.
I used to use headbutts. It was my
main. Yeah, me too.
So,
yeah,
but no, but what I found out is you actually can cause permanent damage to your brain. So
yeah,
actually,
no shit.
I'm trying to maintain my my intelligence as much as I possibly can. So I like, if I ever get, like, if it was like a boxing match or anything like that, like, I'd be, getting invited to, not doing it, bro. Yo,
You're not doing it?
Who do you think's the most powerful? I mean, no, fuck no, I'm not gonna fight anyone. But who do you think's the most powerful? Who's the most powerful PoE streamer?
Like, what do you mean, like viewership or like
in a fight?
In a fight? What counts as a PoE streamer? Because I'd just go off size more than likely and be like Rise or Datmods because they're both like 6'5" plus. What do you mean?
Oh, Rescue Chief's lanky, bro. I'm telling you, he's lanky, bro. Like, for Datmods, Datmods, he's big. Yeah, he's big. No, true.
Just based off size, it'd probably be one of those two. Or like Octavian, if you want to count him, he's also a giant.
I mean, he's skinny ass, dude. He would absolutely get destroyed. To be fair, actually, Datmod's actually a pretty reasonable selection, I think, in terms of, unironically. Because I've met all those people. You haven't met Havoc, though. You ain't met Havoc, so...
Havoc is like a 5'11", 6 foot, like jacked dude, right? Like pretty much. Yeah. Havoc would probably beat the shit out of some people. Yes, that is true. You're correct.
He's like physically, I'm telling you, bro. He's like peak condition. I'm telling you, like mint condition. Okay. Plus, he's not small.
Havoc would probably beat Datmon. I'll agree with you. I forgot about Havoc. Haven't seen him in a while, but yeah, I'll probably agree with you. Havoc is, he can bench like 400.
I don't know if that's good. But do you actually go to the gym and lift weights and shit?
I did in my 20s many years ago.
Shut the fuck up.
I wasn't like, yo, let me get big. I thought I looked stupid when I gained mass because my body, I'm not very tall. You become a block. You don't like, you know what I mean? I don't like that aesthetic of looking having a good physique. I think. I mean, the best if you look like a fucking. Like, if your neck is, like, beyond a certain width, it looks stupid, I think. 100%. Yeah, whereas you want to go for the more defined kind of, like, athletic look. We're not even going for the look, just, I think, in terms of health in general, right? To maintain a big, to be some big dick, like, what do they call them? Like, chody guy? Or chuds? Or... I have no idea what you're talking about, but sure.
Like, gym guys. They gotta eat, like, a certain amount of protein a day. They have, like, they're walking around with, like, tuna and chicken. Chads?
High 23s? Like, what are we talking?
Nah, Tie 23's fucking cracked, bro. Bro, what? Yeah. Okay, wait. Actually, speaking of Tie 23, I got a question about this.
Okay.
I got a question about this. How good do you think the PoE quote-unquote competitive players are?
Ben is literally 2 times better than anybody else.
Okay,
Minus.
oh shit.
Minus, like everybody else is basically irrelevant in comparison. Like you.
What about
like the Diablo 3. Hey, let me tell you this: the Diablo 3 people who think like Wudijo or Rax are like so good, they're not even remotely a fraction of how good Ben is. It's not even like in the same dimension. It's not even comparable on any remote level. Like Ben on his worst day is better than any of them on their best day. That's the comparison. Genuinely, it's just the truth.
Oh, what about wait? What about Ben v Exile?
Ben, I think Ben is literally better than him at everything other than just like raw speed. So unless all like if the meta was the exact same for 5 leagues in a row, that would play to Exile's strength that he's like, he can be faster or whatever. But it's not underselling Exile. He's pretty smart.
Do you think that that's just a lack of wisdom because he's
No, I think people don't know. I think most people pursue vanity, and they pursue trying to look good instead of actually being good. So you know what I mean? It's like, if you ask a lot of these Path of Exile guys, would they rather be good or look good? They don't even know the difference, and almost all of them pursue looking good instead of actually being good.
Well, how come do you think...
Because they're 2 different things, man. They're 2 different things.
Why do you think Ben got so mad with World of Warcraft developers? Do you know what happened?
Idea.
Well,
Not
basically,
really, no.
so he was in this race, and basically there was 2 guilds going head to head to see who could progress the fastest. Anyway, there was one guild obviously winning, which was not Ben's guild, but then there's a hotfix, and it basically made that other guild like insta win. And anyway,
Based off just region time, like Echo versus...
just like they went to sleep or something, the hotfix came in, and then these guys came in and like one-shot the boss basically. And then...
So this is what you're describing right now is an exact example of what I would consider looking good instead of being good. Like, if you, like there's like different time starts. How can you even judge stuff, right? But I know that's like not how people perceive things. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not even an actual, like, the game isn't even constructed to be competitive in the first place. It's just an accidental thing.
I get that, 100%.
It's like one region starts like 12 hours different or 8 hours different than the other also, or something like that, or even 24 hours. I don't remember exactly how it is in WoW. It's like, and you're gonna judge. Yeah, you're gonna judge your, like, how good you are at the game based off of like a full day difference and like all these other dynamic factors like players and all this other kind of shit, right? It's a team effort kind of thing.
I mean, but there are a lot of people who play World of Warcraft as a career, and they are super tryhard, and they're trying to be as good as they possibly can be. Yeah, right. For sure. And it's like, I don't know, but yeah, I agree.
What they do is like that, like high-end World of Warcraft mythic rating, like that shit is not easy on any level. But I mostly put that on the people who make decisions. There's like people who make decisions, and there's pawns, and the pawns are very, very much replaceable in my opinion. Like how it's kind of like Dota. It's like how everybody like idolizes like RTZ, or like how everybody like in some cases might idolize like the highest DPS guy in like one of these like high-end guilds. At the end of the day, it's the person who's making all the decisions is the only person that realistically matters. You replace the RTZ with like one guy under that tier, and you'll notice almost no difference. And I think the same is in World of Warcraft. You replace your best pawn with a guy who's just a little bit worse, and you'll notice no difference. You replace the leader, the guy who's making all the calls and making all the decisions for the guild, and your guild doesn't exist anymore.
I would agree with that to an extent, but like someone like a main tank, for example,
tanking is like is typically like the easiest role in the whole game. Like
if you fuck up, it's like the consequences are massive, right? Versus a DPS fucking up, it's usually not as well. I mean,
sure,
when you push.
I don't know when the last like hard mechanical tank fight has ever been. I haven't played World of Warcraft like much recently, but usually the tank role is so borderline effortless that your brain is
okay.
You can make every call in the fight if you need to.
Well, I just played. I think the skill gap in terms of like having a good tank versus having a bad tank is like so fucking massive compared to having like a good DPS and having like
Well, the thing is, it's like if you take a tank at the caliber of like let's just say Ben, and then you just get like the 2 tank tiers, like a tank that's like he knows exactly what he's doing, is just a little bit worse. Maybe you're probably not really like the difference is instead of the boss taking 400 pulls to kill, it probably takes 405 pulls to kill, something like that, right? Like it's almost no noticeable difference. But yeah, if you replace him with an absolute fucking turd of a tank that doesn't know what the fuck's going on, yeah, you're gonna G kill something. Like,
I think in Mythic Plus, your argument doesn't hold up, but I'd say in branding maybe it's.
I agree.
True.
Yeah. Like you need people who know like your 5-man versus whatever, but
well,
like,
there's a lot of
they have to know all the balls and all that kind of shit.
There's a lot of skill cap there. But then again, once they have it down to a science, maybe not so much. Wait, what are they? Wait, explain. They're all spamming something saying explain. Oh, yeah, they're just linking an image of me doing like the lowest damage in classic World of Warcraft as a Ray Paladin.
I saw this one clip where you're fighting that boss, and I think it's whatever the one with Archimon, was it? Or no, Kill Jaden is the final boss in that raid. What is that called?
Wait, you talking about?
And you're talking about how everybody around you is like an idiot and you're the actual guy with the wrong debuff, and then you're supposed to jump in like the center of the like the little circle thing.
Yeah. That
was awesome. Good job.
Okay, that was literally one. Okay, so when it comes to mechanics and fucking up in mechanics in World of Warcraft, it happens like one out of you know, obviously when we start progressing a fight, I'll fuck up. But once I understand the mechanics, basically never happens.
I feel like you're like if you can't learn a mechanic unless you experience it. I feel like that's your case. Like
but in
that situation, like you're always gonna fail if like the debuff that you haven't experienced goes on you for the first time. You have to like experience it once. You're like a learn.
Fuck off.
Like you don't read and learn. You have to experience and learn.
Okay, jumping early.
Kinetic learning. Okay, it's kinetic. But in that particular clip that's playing right now, actually, what happens here is I've been live for 20 hours, and I was just spaced out doing a viewer raid.
I'm gonna kill myself.
To do like a gear on my guy real fast. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, dude. Stop laughing. Dude, not Alk XD. Dude, what happened with the Alk XD, by the way? I still the Alk XD, the Alk XD emote. So, okay. Well, this is the.
We've gotten to this one before, but sure, go ahead. It was a good emote, man.
It is a good emote. It's a good emote.
Yeah, you want to trigger chat?
Yep.
What do you rate Elden Ring on 1 to 10?
I rate it is.
Buy another quote. And try link it. Just keep doing that.
1 second. What is that video, dude? Okay, they had a video of like, I don't know. It basically, I died in Path of Exile, and I just took a shit. But what I rate Elden Ring, I got the chills literally probably like 100 times in that game.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You
liked it? You liked it?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it.
Okay, maybe we're opposite. Maybe I'm just gonna trigger you. I think Sekiro and Dark Souls 3 are better than Elden Ring, both games.
I disagree with it. I mean, what? Wait, I mean, Sekiro? I think
Sekiro's sick as fuck. That combat's badass, dude.
I agree. Sekiro was great. I would rate Sekiro over Dark Souls 3, but I would not rate. I would just say Elden Ring was just more expansive.
Let me tell you. You know what Elden Ring reminds me of? You ready for this analogy? Elden Ring dungeons, catacombs, and all their side content reminds me of Nightmare Dungeons. It's just the same fucking shit reused over again. I've already seen this boss like 18 times. Like, what?
Well,
like,
it wasn't the same. They would just have like the same.
Oh, he was blue instead of green. All right.
No, I have 2 instead of 1, dude. Like instead of 1 gargoyle, it's 2. You know, instead of 1 like cat boy doing the slam attack, it's 2 cat boys.
Oh shit. I'm just saying, like, that game could have been. I don't think it was a bad game by any means. It was a good game. It was just,
but
like,
even if you skip that, though. I mean, if you skip all that side shit, because it's not.
Yeah, the story, all the story content, the straight line through the story content is all good.
Yeah, well, that's what they expect you to. They're kind of just adding in a little extra in-game shit because it's like, you know, they know Soulsborne guys go hard and they want to play it like a lot, right? So they just added and then like extra like giga challenges. Like for example, that gargoyle one, I had like, I don't know, I feel like 200 or 300 rips to that boss. Did you fuck with the double gargoyle?
I killed everything. I think I died 300 times by the time I beat the game.
Wait, how many times I died to the gargoyle? Maybe I didn't die that many times. I probably didn't die that many times. I don't know.
Like half my deaths were to Malenia because I was just using a shitty two-hander and I didn't know about the power stance and jump attack combo yet, which was completely broken.
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about any metagaming, dude. I just went in blind, brother. You just kill her. She's not even that bad.
Yeah. True.
What's your take on Bloodhound Step?
I don't know. I never used any powers. That's for pussies. Only 2 things you're allowed to do in Dark Souls: attack and roll. If you do anything else, you're a coward.
Well, you don't use. That's like half the coolest shit, bro. Is the fucking special attacks, bro. That's probably why you didn't like it, dude. Probably why there were so many cool special powers, dude. Horfrost
It makes the game too easy. Let me summon my friends. Oh, help me!
Okay,
let me shoot this beam.
No. Okay, shooting the beam. That's dog shit. Summoning friends. That's obviously like having the what do you call them? Like the.
Let me buff my guy. Let me cast my buffs and heal with my healing spell. All right.
Okay, was there even healing spells in that game? Fuck, I don't remember. No,
I think there
dude.
were actually. I never used them.
Oh my god. No. They're trying to say that all the shit's unethical when it's not. No, the unethical thing was the summoning the pits. That 100%
That was the
it.
most unethical for sure. Yeah. I agree.
That was like you could one shot half the bosses in the game with that shit.
That was like you might as well not even play the game, dumbass. It's like.
What's the story mode equivalent, right? They want to have that in there so people can just go through and do the
No,
it's
people should
inclusive.
fail and not be able to win. They should be losers. There are only winners and losers, not only winners. That's not fair. You know what I mean?
100%.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's a guaranteed thing that you win, then it's not even like what are you even doing? Like literally, what are you even doing? You're just doing something. You're just going through emotions of something. There needs to be lose conditions, 100%.
Yeah.
And on top of that, a game is not fun if you don't get denied the reward for a certain amount of time. You don't build up that fucking hype moment where you actually kill the boss and succeed.
Type that into Diablo 4 Reddit or Path of Exile Reddit and see what they have to say about that.
They disagree with it, right? But they're wrong, and that's what they think they want. They think like, no, we just want a game where you can find multiple day and it's actually easy and trivial. They type the shit, but they don't realize that actually no, that's not how the brain works.
You know, my perspective of a lot of that is it's people who've always sucked at every single video game that they've ever played, and they're always a loser at every single video game. They always suck. They're always the shitty player in the video game, no matter what game they play. And they finally found a game to where they can feel good because it's so fucking effortless. That's a lot of Path of Exile players. I just described them. Like they're just actually awful at every fucking game. They finally have a game that's like cookie clicker for them.
Yeah, and then they
They can
project
feel good about
saying
themselves.
they project and they say shit like, yeah, this is how ARPGs are supposed to be. They were never supposed to be challenging, and you're supposed to be cookie clicker. I've seen this argument, but they are capable of getting better, and they don't realize that actually, you know, if I mean, they can't. People aren't just objectively shit at games.
Yes, they are. They're noobs. They're shit.
They can get good.
Nope. I've played with a lot of WoW players that never got better after 10 years.
No, that is true actually. To be fair, that's a whole nother thing. I feel like though, that's like I don't know, is it complacency or is it like people just get stuck in a certain way of like, oh, it's just easy to click my
I
abilities.
think people just genuinely don't think about like getting better, like honestly, truly getting better. They don't care about that. I think that's okay. That's fine. They just don't think about it.
Yeah, that's fucked. I still know people who click abilities, dude, and they've been playing since.
You ever watch any of those there was like this? I think it's still going around this like hardcore classic like theme of people playing hardcore classic WoW, and I clicked on like some montage of some dude watching rip clips, and like almost all of them were people who were clicking their buttons still. Like what kind of let me watch how fucking awful this guy is at making decisions. Look, he's literally clicking his buttons. He's fucking dumb. He's literally dog shit trash at the game. I get it. And then I hit the X button, and then I went about my day.
Jesus Christ. I mean, they just don't. A lot of those guys just don't buy in their health potion because they're like, well, I'll just click the health potion. Is that really that bad? I mean, don't worry, I would never do that.
Like they're clicking Frost Nova, like reactionary buttons that are like you need to be able to hit them on the fly and shit.
Oh yeah, that's brain dead. Yeah, they deserve
and
to
it's
die.
common. It's common. It's not
that
even.
That certainly wasn't a
thing.
Zaryu clip. That's all I'm saying. Okay, or a one of the gamers.
Yeah, that's no like actual person who plays the game.
Explain. ALK is greater than Quin. Oh wow, this actually happened. Yeah, you have literal fanboys everywhere. I forgot that was a thing. There was people who came out to my stream at BlizzCon and held up a sign saying Elk greater than Quin.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah. You know what you are better than me at though, for sure, 100%.
Content creation.
Balloons.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yes, that too. True. Yeah, true. But balloons specifically, I will never be as good as you at balloons. Lost Ark is literally a 1 out of 10 game. I'm just throwing it out there. You truing? Like that game's shit.
That game's trash.
It's fucking shit, dude. That's one of the worst games I've ever seen. Are you genuinely glad it's like flopped so hard at this point that it has? Like I love it.
I don't know if it has flopped. I think people are still playing it like a lot. Like I don't, dude.
Yeah, I think that's like 10,000 players or something.
Asmongold was telling me how Lost Ark is better than Diablo 4 yesterday. Straight up.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I played all the content when Lost Ark came out in the West, and it was not good. I played it all.
Yeah, dude, that. To be fair, it looked. I did the Korea content, which was, to be fair though, I only did like Guardian raids, like the initial starting ones, but like the first few. I didn't get to do any like the crazier shit. But from what I played, I just remember thinking this game is like alright or whatever. But this game is actually, there's no way this is gonna be better than a PoE League. I just said fuck that, didn't play it.
Yeah, you made the right move for sure. You'll be
well,
doing that game is like you're doing a raid and then a little chat box. Like nobody's taking any damage. Everybody's just beating the shit out of the boss. It's so fucking easy. And then a little like tiny chat box pops up and it says, quickly do the thing. And if someone doesn't quickly do the thing, the entire raid explodes. Everybody's full HP, you're shitting on the boss. And this is like every boss fight. This happens multiple times. It's so shit.
Yeah, that's like a classic, classic fucking, what do you call that? Asian MMO. Yeah, like fucking, that's what they do, bro. Like they're all some dog shit like that. I played. Did you play any? Wait, you must have played other MMOs, right? Did you play Playfly FF or fucking Kongor Online or anything? Or
no, they sound like really old MMOs. I've never heard of any of these.
These
I played
old
EverQuest. I played ArcAge. I played obviously World of Warcraft. I'm not like the biggest MMO guy.
And I mean, you literally played the biggest MMOs, so I mean, that kind of that makes you. I mean, you played EverQuest, which is like the most addictive MMO of all time, right?
I like playing Diablo 2 more than EverQuest when it came out, though. But I mean, I think my warrior has 1,000 days played in World of Warcraft, and this was at the end of Cataclysm. So that's like, I don't even know how many years ago that was.
A fucking 1,000? Wait, what? I don't get it. What the fuck? What do you? How did you go to school? Like you would have been going to school during that.
No, I was not in school. I mean, I took some university classes randomly here and there. No.
You are so. I cannot tell if you're being sarcastic. Wait,
That's
Cataclysm.
serious.
Everyone was at school during
Cataclysm.
Wait, when was Cataclysm? 1,000 days played. 1,000 days played.
I think. I played with a lot of those guys, like your Wreckful, Serenia. Like some of these guys were like well-known people. Hafu were on like my battle group that had PvP stuff. I did some of that stuff too.
What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? I'm trying to wait, but 1,000 days played at Cataclysm. So then you're. I don't understand how it's possible.
Yeah, I've played very little since Cataclysm, but I played a little bit of Legion. I played up till Helya Mythic, and then I quit because we only had one priest, and I didn't feel like dicking with that. And then like maybe a little bit of Shadowlands and a little bit of BFA.
But wait, what the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? Because you're like 30 something, right? You're like 30 something, and that means so that means you were literally you must have been like skipping classes at school to play World of Warcraft.
Who would do that?
I mean, I certainly did that. Well, what I did was I would just skip. We had the single forum class, and I would basically just entirely skip that first, just skip that and just arrive at school at 9, and just go to my first period and just min-maxed.
You know, I've been PvPing this whole time and I still haven't died once.
It sounds.
I
mean, that sounds ridiculous.
Fun, dude.
So stream snipe him. Go to twitch.tv/ArkaizeX and stream snipe him right now. He's on NA servers. Come kill his ass.
NA servers. I'm in the Bleak Dunes.
Go find his ass.
Bring like 5, or you're gonna die.
Bring 5 barbarians. See, like surely 5 barbarians in a fucking group. I mean, what the fuck? It doesn't make any. Like, I don't know, dude. It sounds.
Dude, I love imbalanced bullshit. I love imbalanced PvP. As soon as you try to esports this shit, it's fucking trash.
Wait, you're just killing everyone. That's why you're enjoying it, dude.
I don't want balanced PvP. That's the worst kind. If I want balanced PvP, I'll go play a game that's made for PvP. I'll go play a first-person shooter or Tekken or, Dota or something. Not like, RPG with PvP in it on the side. That's stupid.
But I feel like if there's mass imbalance, like in something like World of Warcraft, right, which is an RPG with PvP in it, it's like that just creates a stagnant meta and people quit.
I feel like there's a reason why nobody ever talks about World of Warcraft PvP anymore. They're trying to make it into an esport.
Now
nobody cares about it. It's not fun.
They did that.
All right, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I know your answer. Think back to when you had the most fun in PvP. Was it balanced?
Well, it depends what you mean by balance. Like, I mean, I don't know. Was Violet Shadows balanced? I don't know. What was Violet Shadows balanced?
I remember you telling a story about how you and your cousin or something loved the Bladestorm noobs, and you loved the fuck to do that in Wrath of the Lich King or some shit.
Yeah, we had good times, dude. We had good times. Yeah, like.
Was that shit balanced?
Okay. Well, Wrath was not balanced, and I enjoyed Wrath a fuck ton. No, but I don't like it when it's like some oppressive meta where one fucking just like every call. Okay, everyone quits whenever like Warlocks and Shadow Priests are OP. Everyone quits doing arena, right? It's just cancer, and nobody likes it. Like whenever they're like the player numbers go down like crazy, which is when it's giga imbalanced. And to be fair though, when it's giga balanced, it's also shit. Like, for example, whenever during Legion they did class templates. I don't know if you would played that. They basically, all the PvPers got together for a PvP summit, and they all decided that we're going to have class templates for arena where basically gear didn't matter and you couldn't have trinkets or anything, and everyone just had the
that's
same
the
gear.
worst. That's the shittiest like state. Whenever
Yeah.
they do that, that's idiotic.
And they literally killed PvP. They straight up killed it off.
Yeah,
like
it's trash.
everyone quit. It was like 100%. But then when it's also there's a point where it's like fun and balanced, but it's not totally imbalanced. Like everyone's kind of like a state where everyone's OP. That's when it's best.
I think Necromancer should never be able to PvP. That should be the ideal. Like there's PvP is not an option for them in this game. They just suck. That's how it should be.
Why? What? Just because pets, or what? Just because you just say Necromancer?
They deserve to lose. They pick Necromancer. Stupid class.
Okay, dude. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. That's a questionable take. That's a questionable take.
I think you getting away from like that kind of like YouTube content is probably good for you. Just some random thought. Like I genuinely will sit down and watch your stream if you're playing like Terraria or Minecraft, but when you open the YouTube videos, I actually never. I always make sure I stay away.
But that's the thing, though. You are a niche. That's a niche viewer, though. The gameplay viewer is a. I mean, well, you understand. There's a whole.
Niche?
Do you know there's a bunch of people who just like to watch me watch YouTube? Like I have like exclusive YouTube watchers. Like I had I literally watched what's it called? I watched what's that? Not Hell's Kitchen, MasterChef for like a month straight. People like that shit. We understand this. I mean, do you like watching YouTube? Like, oh, you think that's fine, but not? Oh, you're saying controversial YouTube content?
Yeah, like you speaking your honest mind about like what you're watching is kind of dangerous sometimes. I'm thinking. But to be fair, I get most of your points most of the time. I'm not like surprised. Like you know how you have this like fostered environment to where it's like everybody's just gonna try and like contradict whatever you're saying. I would say more times than not I agree with what you're saying, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean it's always good to say it out loud.
Yeah, no. What you're talking about is charitability, right? There's a bunch of people in chat who try and manipulate whatever I say and interpret it in the worst way possible, right? And then and that's versus you.
Well,
actually...
I think some of it just you genuinely shouldn't say because it's just like you're just gonna like offend someone too much or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's what I got banned for. That's what I got banned for. So Twitch, for example, that's what they literally banned me for. So they didn't even think, for example, some shit that I said was sexist or whatever. They actually didn't think I was necessarily bad. It was just the net harm I was doing was the reason why they banned me. So it was like not even that they thought I was trying to be a certain way, but actually just the amount of actual AoE damage I was doing to people watching the stream.
AoE damage I was doing.
Yeah, I was AoEing people, bro. And then it got posted on Reddit, and then there was AoEing those guys, and then, yeah. Okay, yo, this is actually an interesting one. This is actually an interesting one. What do you spend your money on? Hobbies, etc. Biggest money sink.
Biggest money sink? Probably coffee. You know, I because I grew up in NA. I grew up drinking way too much, like, sugar drinks and soda that I still like get coffee that has sugar in it. It's really bad, but I still do it, and that's probably where I spend like the most bullshit money on
coffee. That's nothing. You can't overspend coffee, right? I don't think it's possible. Like you could, even if you're
drinking
coffee.
Yeah, like I don't buy much stuff. I'm not a materialistic person. Actually, I should throw away some stuff. Like sometimes like people send me random bullshit and I just like I don't want it. Just throw it away. Hate stuff.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, no shit. Wait, you don't like fucking have like a surfboard or something? Like go surfing or something? Like
I mean, I've had a lot of like hobbies and talents and things I've done, but I mean, since I stream, I don't do most of any of that anymore. I pretty much just play games.
Oh shit. Meanwhile, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Wait, coffee? Wait, are you serious? Wait, when was your computer you're using? What about your computer?
I'm using an artesian computer. That was a sponsored stream, right? Like 1 month before they got all that bullshit. So you know.
Well, that's a stopwatch computer now, dude. So you're good. Just get sponsored by a stopwatch, like straight up. Wait,
sure,
what the?
Want to. That's
crazy, actually. Wait, what about cars? You don't buy cars or the?
I have 2 cars. Yes.
Oh.
I don't care about cars, but. You know, I didn't buy either, but, you know, I have 2 cars.
Wait, you didn't buy... How the fuck did you get them?
My mom has a car, and she's like, I want a new car, and she just gives me the old one.
Hey, that's actually badass, dude. What the fuck? I mean, to be fair, it's badass you don't care about... I mean, to be fair, being materialistic is cringe as fuck.
I don't really care that much about, like, the money perspective. It's more like, if there's a reason to click on my stream and watch it, like, and you know, it's making enough, whatever, decent money or whatever. That's good enough for me. I'm not like I need every single penny. Like, I went on a rant about it yesterday. I don't need to be the 800th fucking guy to make a YouTube video about this Twitter post that they talked about the unique item drop rates. I don't need to be the 800th guy to make that fucking, like, you know, the exact same regurgitated diarrhea content. I don't need to be the 9,000th guy to fucking make this is the new best EXP route in Diablo 4. You know, like I don't need every fucking like little thing like that. That's stupid.
Well,
I'd rather have, like,
what
some
about
peace of
if you
mind.
have like a what if you have an intuition or something like and something that what if you have something that you think about the game that needs to be talked about and no one's talking about it? What about that?
I've actually thought about some of that stuff. Like I haven't really made much like just generic YouTube videos for this game, but yeah, sure.
I mean, you're saying some pretty crazy shit. You understand that, right? I've talked to Steelimage.
What
I've talked
kind
to
of
Mathel
crazy
now.
shit?
Well, your
Okay.
takes on Diablo are completely. You're far more positive than anyone I've talked to about the game. Like, and you're far more. You also your takes on PoE are like far more like far. I mean, outlandish even.
Yeah, I guess maybe, but it's just.
I mean, the fact you're considering not
You know,
playing the next PoE
sometimes
season, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's mental. Like,
I mean, to be, you know what I think is more crazy and mental? To think that the next PoE League is going to be mind-blowingly better than our most recent Path of Exile leagues, because they've all been kind of like, let's be honest, they've all been kind of dog shit in comparison to what they have done in the past. They're just mediocre leagues at best.
I think the leagues are like fucking crazy good. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
I think that
Sanctum League, I think was very, very good. I'll agree with that. But like Lake of Kalandra, Crucible League, like those are some of the worst leagues I have seen in so many years. I feel like genuinely.
Yeah, but I contextualize it by comparing it to what like the alternative, right? So I just think to myself, okay, this is Diablo 3, double goblins, right? And it's like, you know, then I might look at like this is like a whole new character, new voice lines, new in-game, new extra shit, like. And to be fair, Lake Kalandra, yeah, it was a complete dog shit league mechanic, but I really enjoyed the league itself.
You can. That's totally fine. Just based off what you do in that league and the game with whatever character you decide to play.
Yeah.
Now, Path of Exile, from a game design perspective, is infinitely better than this game, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy something more simple or something like that. And also, I think it's good just to like not play Path of Exile for a league right now, especially with like I said, I don't expect hardly anything from this next league.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like Path of Exile,
no one's saying that. No one's saying that.
Path of Exile is kind of like a game for the 1% of the 1%, which is kind of what I am, and that's cool. But I mean, it's fine to like not play it for a while, and then it'll feel more fun the next time I sit down and play it. So, assuming I even skip this next league, which is a decent chance.
Shit, bro, what the fuck? Maybe we'll get +3 to cleave radius. Yeah. See, fists changes like that make me think that sometimes like, what the fuck are they even doing? Like
when I read the patch notes, like the past 2 years straight, I cannot follow one perspective or logic with like let's buff already bullshit OP temp chains to like be even more, you know, bullshit and OP, that kind of stuff, and you know, like cleave and these other skills that nobody's gonna play them even if you slightly buff them, and then to gloat that you added Vol cleave like someone's gonna care about that, you know, gloat how good it looks now. It's like I cannot genuinely follow your perspective or your logic on any level.
Well, that they do is they try and the changes to a lot of the stuff. It's like they're just nerfing Giga OP softcore trade shit, right? The stuff that you're talking about that's complete dog shit. Like they're trying to nerf those stupid builds with infinity headhunter buff builds and all that, like infinite temp chains, like reverse whatever the fuck. But yeah, no, 100%. Well, I think sometimes you see the balancing changes and you're like, well, this is like, you know, whenever they removed Glacial Hammer, dude, Threshold Jewel, and then didn't buff the ability at all. Like, what is even happening there?
I don't even know why a lot of those skills even exist in the game still. Like, why does Heavy Strike exist in the game when Bone Shatter exists? Like, what? Like, just remove it. Like, what is the point of Heavy Strike in the game?
That's a choice that you can make, though. That's a choice you can make that can be incorrect.
I mean, to play one skill that is just infinitely worse than the other. Like,
well, it's the old skills versus the modern skills. The modern skills generally have like more mechanics and more things going on, so they're better. But I don't know. I feel like removing it, isn't it good that when you're describing like, hey, having things where people can make the wrong decision is also like a good thing, because it adds like a
really good.
I like the idea.
Too many.
Too many. Oh shit, bro.
I don't need another fucking auto attack skill in Path of Exile. Watch them make like I don't even know, man. Like Heavy Strike version 8 or something. Auto attack skill version 8.
Yo, I would
One in the game is cool, but we don't need like 8 variants of double strike, dual strike, heavy strike, bone shatter, whatever left click skills that are just literally an auto attack.
Okay.
We don't need any more of those.
You
I
need to
bought a 4
leave
off the top of
strike
my
skills
head.
alone. I just think you're not appreciating strike skills. That's what's happening
Dude,
here.
I've been a strike skill main for like 2 leagues in a row, dude. They're pretty, like, bone shatter is pretty bullshit. But like, fuck.
Well, there's something about forcing a character to walk up to a monster. Okay, when you actually have to. Sometimes with strike range and all this bullshit, you don't even need to play it like a melee. I mean, for example, Bone Shadow, like kind of fucking min-max, character is stupid. Like you just walk into the screen. I mean, I'm watching Khan playing it like 50 hours, and he kind of like he just runs in. Sometimes he like leaps to a screen. He's like attack in the air, and there's just no monsters there. But like then he goes to the next screen and he jumps, attacks, and the entire screen. Bro, I literally have a fucking Starlink, bro. I have like an Elon Musk Starlink, like unironically. What the
I think you're
fuck?
good now. It looks good to
Wait,
me.
why did my screen go white though, bro?
What the?
Why
I'm
am
getting
I
flashbanged.
Wait, what the fuck is going on? Do you reckon they basically? Are you almost implying that they should do a cull, like you know how people talk about culling in-game mechanics, but like culling literal fucking skills?
I would be okay with that, but like I said, I never expect any, or nor do I like I just don't make a game for me. Don't do things that I necessarily exactly want. I'm not a pay with your wallet like kind of person. Like, make the game that you want to make, and if it's good, I'll play it. Like, I have my opinions for sure, but yeah, my opinion would be get rid of some of this bullshit clutter in the game, in PoE, blah blah. You know, I have the same perspectives in Diablo 4. Like, every single aspect of the game could still be greatly improved, sure, whatever. But you know, at the end of make the game that you want to make, and if it's good, then awesome. Otherwise, you get these weird abominations of games.
Wasn't that what D4
Pay
is?
with your
Rich?
wallet.
Yeah, isn't D4 like a homogenized game where they're trying to appease to the most people possible, and then you end up with like something that's doesn't really have a form, you know?
Probably, yeah.
It's kind of like they're just trying to do everything.
Probably.
Wait, what are you?
To some extent.
So you've just been very positive about D4. What is your overall like D4 review / rating?
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Yeah, I would not go higher. Like, here's the thing: if the game looks way better 2 years from now, what? Like people who give it like a 9 out of 10, like you're gonna give it a 9 out of 10 still if the game gets like substantially better, which I'm sure it will 2 years from now. You know what I mean? It's like, I think for a launch, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, like relative to other action RPGs launches. You know what I mean? Like PoE looks like fucking diarrhea. Same with Diablo 3 looked like diarrhea on launch, but this game is pretty, like, there's stuff to do in the game on launch. Me personally, I've probably encountered like over 100 bugs, but I mean, it's whatever. I'm sure all that shit will get like over time fixed and shit. But
so what you're saying, for launch 9 out of 10, unironically, but
versus other action RPGs launch, yeah. But versus other, like, measuring it up to any other action RPG, like, I would probably give Diablo 3 a 6.5 out of 10. I'd probably give Diablo 4 in its current state a 6 out of 10. I think Diablo 3 is a better game than this game right now, honestly. I think eventually this game will be better.
Well, they have leaderboards.
But, I mean,
they have leaderboards, right? In D3 at least, you know.
Diablo 3 is really fun to play for like 3 or 4 days on like a launch, on like a season launch. But I wouldn't play much more than that.
Well, I think
I've played a ton of Diablo.
Even in build diversity, I feel like D3 even beats D4. Just because the fact that you have, like, instead of 2 runes, you have 5 runes, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I could kind of mock a lot of the like aspects of this game. It's like I genuinely think, like, you know, I just go back to that Voln crit damage. Did anybody like actually visualize what that gameplay would look like for every build, where you make crit damage and Voln mandatory on basically every build? So it's like, well, the difference on my character, I looked at it once before, is if I just hit a target versus if I hit a crit Voln target, I do 43 times more damage. Like, that's the difference. Like, think about how stupid that is. That's just straight dumb. And there's no other way to explain it. 43 times damage on like another hit. That's so stupid.
Wait, actually, wait.
Did anybody visualize or conceptualize that?
Wait, how much how much Voln do you have, bro? Wait, what the fuck?
I'm like 700 crit, 400 Voln-ish, around there.
Wait, what? Probably have 46.
Hard,
to be fair, my Voln is terrible. Actually, I'll be honest, my Voln is terrible. Okay, my guy's running right now 107 crit, bro. With vulnerability at 46.
40. Yeah. Oh, you're overpowered. Are you overpowered character or something?
I'm not even overpowered. No, I'm not overpowered. I'm literally a crit Voln character. Like Then again, I have one weapon, and it has no Voln or crit on it. It's because I'm a druid, and I get one weapon. So then I'm missing... I can basically get Voln on rings, Wait, where the fuck else can I? Where the fuck can I even get it, dude? I don't even know. Just like rings and necklace, maybe. Can you even get roll on necklace?
Nah, just rings and weapons, I think.
Yes. So that's why. I mean, yeah. So I have roll on literally nothing.
You get a fair bit on the PP board, but I don't know what Druid PP board looks like.
Nah, see,
I feel like Druid honestly is the best class to play. I feel like the player retention is probably the best on playing a Druid versus any other class. Like, I bet most people, like, if most people are quitting at, like, let's say level 75, I bet most Druids would probably quit at, like, 85, because they have another mechanic in the game that every other class doesn't actually have. I bet you didn't even know it.
I didn't even know. What is it?
The Druid unique items are actually, like, usable. Like, every single Barb unique is completely dog shit. I know every single Rogue unique is completely dog shit. They're all just, like, worthless trash, and a rare item is better. But I know the Druid unique items are, like, kind of build-defining, so that's really cool that you guys get to do that. I wish Barbs had something like that, but the unique items on this class are just trash. Same with the Rogue.
Jesus. Wait, is it actually that bad? Wait, what the fuck? You ain't
Yeah,
got...
there's no reason to use a single unique item on the Barbarian in the entire game. They're all bad. They're all, like, side grade or, like, utility, like, random, very specific situation to use them.
To be fair, we have like, we'll start with the Crone, enables a bunch of builds, and then we got Tempest Roar, which enables a couple builds, and then we have Vassal's Prayer, which also enables a few builds, and then the rest...
Yeah, we got we have like a Whirlwind Glove that makes your character worse, and it tricks a lot of noobs into using it, and then we have like, what else we got? We got like some chests that like helps your like Whirlwind quality of life, but it makes your character a lot weaker. It's just like, it's just bad.
Oh, dude, you can loot a Grandfather. That'd be good, right? That'd be Poke's item.
Yeah, let me get one real quick. That shit's so stupid. The rarity of all those is dumb.
Yeah, what's the
you saw the actual values got data mined, right? Did you see that?
Yeah, like, well, I don't know how accurate it is, but they said something crazy, like 1 in 300,000.
It was like what? Well, if it works, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but if it's anything like Path of Exile weightings, that means you add the weighting of every single item, which means if it's 1 in 800k, that means how many unique items are there that are even existing in the game. There's like maybe like 8, so it would be like 1 in 6.4 million instead, if it works that way.
Well, I saw like a Reddit post, and he basically explained you have to loot 300,000 legendary items to loot 1 of the uniques.
Yeah, maybe something that, yeah, because
But
there's
yeah.
like, I don't know how many there are. But to loot the exact specific one that you want would be like 1 in like 6 million or something.
Well, yeah, it's something insane. It's insane. And there's people, you understand there's people like get offended as well, right?
Yeah, they're stupid. They're people who aren't even playing the game, I bet. I bet they're people who aren't even playing the game.
No, true. No, they're
it's another extreme in contrast. It's similar to the Lilith thing, where like Lilith is just like infinitely a better fight than like, you know, compared to the end of a Nightmare Dungeon boss. It's the same thing with like the unique items. It's like you have like one druid who's level 100 versus another druid who's level 100. They'll have the exact same unique items, more than likely, right? They'll all have their Staff of the Crone, their little Tempest helmet, more than likely, right? Especially after the change. And then you have the extreme case of one out of like 500,000 of those, like 50,000 players or something might have one of those items. That's so stupid. There's no in between. Or like it's fine if there's some in between, but there's literally no in between. It's like the equivalent in Path of Exile if Mage Blood is in the game, and then the next tier of rarity of uniques is like Gold Rim. You know what I mean? Like the most common like bullshit. And there's nothing in between. There's no like, I don't know, Aegis Aurora or, you know, whatever the fuck. I don't remember Path of Exile.
I think it's even worse than Mage Blood. I think
oh,
it's
yeah,
worse. It's because, you know, at least, and you know, there'll be like a Gamer for Life clip of someone just dropping a Mage Blood, right, within the first fucking week of the league. And there'll be like a few clips of people getting mirrors and stuff, right? Whereas there's not a single clip of any person or any streamer who, considering people are like degening, no-lifing the fuck out of this game, right? Looting any of the, well, the two main Ultra T0 uniques.
I roughly guessed that it was like I kind of calculated it real quick, and I was like, on average, it's the equivalent of finding 800 Mage Bloods on one character. Is the rarity of finding like a Shaco, like 800 Mage Bloods on one play. Like, there's not even probably someone in the world who's found like 20. Yeah, like 800.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, yeah, how many people are playing this game, right? Like, there's so many people that are playing this game.
There is a condition, though, right? Because the thing is, like, a mirror or a mage blade can both drop at, like, you know, mirror can drop at level 1, I think, right? Or maybe, I don't know. But then like mage blade is like 50 or something, right? Or is it 80 only? But yeah,
it's like 40, 50.
Versus in this game, there is that threshold, so maybe we're going to start seeing more pop up. But yeah, it's crazy that not one of the people who are, like, playing 20 hours a day haven't looted, like, you know, anything like that, which is, I don't know. Just
It'd be cool if like one person who leveled a druid, for example, to like level 1 to 100 had like one really cool build unique divining, like unique item that was like really cool, rare, and then like a guy next to him who leveled to 100 has a different one, then like, another guy next to him had another different one, and it was like that rare on the odds, and they're just like really build defining, because there's not really like Shaco is not a chase item, you know what I mean? It's like you're just not getting it. There's no actual chase items, so I think people who play around like level 75, like between the 70 to 99 window, are so likely to quit this game because they feel like there's nothing left to do or nothing left to chase. Like you're just farming for 1% upgrades, and that's kind of boring. Like there's no actual realistic item to farm.
No, 100%. Well, it's a failure of design in terms of chase items. There was an intent made. They did try to do it though, right? I feel like they tried, which is good because a lot of design decisions in this game were like complete trash, like scaling and also itemization and aspects and stuff. I feel like, but like at least they're trying to do chase items, which is that I feel like they just had to fix the odds, and
and create items that are actually worth like build defining chase item, whatever.
Although I would not want a situation where it takes you like say like 3 weeks to get one item, and then that one item is like 5 times as good as everything else, because then you create a situation where if you just get unlucky, you can go a whole league without getting this item, which is like the thing that makes you OP. If it was fair, if you're doing like the one, you get one item between 1 and 100 and it's like 6, and then one of those 6 is like way better than the rest, because that means imagine if there was like a leaderboard, and I don't know, that'd be like, imagine Greater Rifts, right, trying to push against some fucking mob.
My funny thing about this game is like, you can't even make a leaderboard in this game. There's nothing to leaderboard off of. If they do nightmare dungeons, I'm gonna it's gonna be physically painful for me. I hate that mechanic so much. I hate nightmare dungeons. Everything else in the game I'm pretty positive or fine with, but nightmare dungeons, if there's an agenda I could push, it'd be to get rid of nightmare dungeons, or just please just like greatly change them. They're so shit.
Wait, what the fuck? Get rid of them. Like,
dude, the game's literally better. To me, this game is actually better if they just actually deleted nightmare dungeons. It just makes the game better. That way they don't exist and they're not an option to do. I hate them so much.
So what, you would just do PvP area, hell type, world boss, like normal dungeons to get gear?
I don't know. I don't like the word fun and nightmare dungeons. There's no correlation there in this game. They're just not fun. There's nothing fun about them. Nightmare dungeons are the absolute worst content in this entire game, in my opinion. There's nothing fun about them.
Yeah. Well, the challenge, okay, of completing one. How about that?
Yeah, I really like the challenge, and then, I get my 647 helmet rare item as a reward after completing my 92. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah, no. For sure, it's not very challenging. It is pretty, you're right. It is pretty fucking dog shit and all that. Goddamn. Fuck. No, but if they added Greater Rifts into the game, huh? How about that?
I don't even want Greater Rifts, but they're a better system than Nightmare Dungeons, so whatever. Like,
is almost it, right? It's just missing the timer, and then just
imagine this. Imagine this instead of Nightmare Dungeons. Every 3-ish hours, you get a drop that opens up a dungeon. It's about 3 times long as a Nightmare Dungeon. There's like a checkpoint in the middle that has like a mini boss that drops a bunch of loot, and maybe like a vendor also. The vendor has random shit. And then you go to the end of the Nightmare Dungeon, you fight like a Shava equivalent boss or whatever, maybe the Butcher at the same time or something. And then you get to choose like one of 3 rewards. One reward's like 1,000 obols. One is a random unique item. You don't know what you're going to get. And the other's like 8 legendaries or some shit like that, right? Like that's your reward for doing it. And it's like not a thing that you spam. You just get one like every 3 hours or something. That's like, I just came up with something on the spot that's way better.
Well, that would be, I feel like, I don't know about time game. I mean, I do like difficult things giving you rewarding. Like, I do like that, but then I don't know.
There's no dopamine hit whenever you're like, let me craft the Nightmare Sigil. Look at my Nightmare Sigil. This is exciting. It's like there's no drop. Like, there's no like, oh, this is like a unique opportunity because it dropped or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Even like the chests and stuff, you like complete an event, you get a resplendent chest, and you click on it, and it's like you get like 2 yellow items, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel good. But I feel like isn't that just itemization?
Itemization could be improved. Like every single aspect of this game could be better. Yeah.
Like that, I think Instability brought up a good example. Like, you know the feeling when you see like a T1 life ring with like fucking like double res and like a damage affix or something. Like open suffix, like the feeling of that, like of seeing an item where you're like, holy shit, that just kind of is non-existent. And then that's why I feel like when they give you rewards, it's like, what can they reward? Once you get your gear at like level 85, it doesn't really change that much. You just get small upgrades. And that's just because of how the itemization is designed, I feel like.
They gotta make rare affixes in the game, like waiting, like, you know, what if there was like, I don't fucking know. Just like rare affixes that I have like low weighting. So it's exciting, like if you find an item with one.
Yeah, kind of like plus to skills, but not just like, oh, it's actually super easy to get. And it's only on 2 slots, and you just kind of mandatorily
Yeah,
get it.
you're never gonna randomly craft it on accident. Like maybe one in like 500 reroll attempts you might see like a rare affix or something. But just like, you know, more dopamine, like related things that are just like, oh, I feel special because this happened to me. Not, I'm the exact same as the druid next to me, who's the exact same to the druid next to him, and we all have the exact same stuff, right? Like add some variance.
No, I get that. Okay, fuck. Wait, what else? What? Okay, we're almost done. We've almost done everything now. I've almost at the end of my agenda here in terms of things to ask you. We
Almost
got
time for Butt Boys.
King Kongor. Well, what about King Kongor? So, do you know that people don't even know the full lore behind King Kongor? And
What, like that he ate a booger?
The drama. Well, why you dislike King Kongor so much, and you talk about him eating burgers and all sorts?
Yeah, he mass reported my channel and got it banned, like when I first started streaming, because I had more viewers than him, and he had his entire channel mass report me, which got me banned for like a day because the automated system.
Jesus Christ! And wait, and he accused you of like, viewbotting and all that shit. Oh my god! Oh,
You know, he got G-kicked from his World of Warcraft guild, and you know what his guildmaster said to him?
What did he say?
He found the YouTube video, and he said, "King Kongor, my favorite snacks. Like, how ridiculous can it get?" And then he G-kicked him.
What the fuck?
Let me ask you, did you eat the fucking booger or not?
Like, apparently Nogi was in that guild, dude. What the fuck? He was there.
That's awesome. He knows what I'm talking about, then. It's all true. He can confirm. King Kongor, my favorite snack.
Do you know what? And do you know why that actually works? It's because of the ego. I think it's King Kongor's ego that was his downfall, right?
People who demand respect will not survive in this generation on Twitch. You know what I mean? Like I think people who really want respect, like I think Moldran would fit into this category, Kungan would fit into this category, King Kongor. Like if you troll them, like it's really offensive to them. Like they really want praise and to be in like a positive space. That doesn't work on this era of Twitch.
He's playing by the way. Kunjan is playing D4. I don't know if I think he got banned off Twitch for saying the bad word, but I know he is playing, bro.
He was in my chat a couple days ago.
Oh shit! But yeah, I mean, ultimately, during this interview, dude, I haven't eaten my boogers, but you know, because it's actually a relatively normal thing. I think like he just let it undo him.
The thing is I would just be like, yo, 1 sub, 1 booger, and then boom, you have millions of dollars over like the course of a week. To be like I would sub for that, wouldn't you? I would have subbed. Like you got to take advantage of the situation.
Yo, what the fuck? Hey, no, fair enough.
You can't let that shit like obviously like super negatively affect you. Like
It was just a troll. You don't like. It didn't actually happen.
Like, well, we see it. Like, just embrace it, dude.
Well, okay, speaking about people embracing things, what do you think about Wudijo getting banned from Diablo and then saying it was Turbohead?
I don't really care. Like, whatever. Like, the game was stupid at that point. Like, I don't give a shit, man.
Well, why didn't he just embrace the fact that they never banned anyone from Turbohead and only banned people for botting?
I don't know shit about that. I never used any of that stuff, so... Like, I don't even know what that shit is like. But that was at a point that, like, Diablo 3, like, to me, I probably already quit it, like, 3 years ago before that even happened to him, so, I mean, I could give a shit less. Okay,
they had fucking tech that were called D3 Helper that would literally automate... Did you not remember seeing Gabynator? You 100% you saw that shit, right? Well,
I mean, I know what it is. I know there's, like, things that farm keys for you and literally can play your game for you and all that kind of shit. I know that.
Wait, do you remember, like, Bob... when they had the Ascending Ring of the Zodiac, and they had to like maintain Wrath of Berserker and Shout and a bunch of other stuff.
They would automatically do all that shit for you, yeah.
Like, perfectly. They would exactly like so you wouldn't waste any Ascending Ring of the Zodiac uptime because it would wait till like the last 0.1 second before your shit's about to drop and then use it perfectly. Like, and he was streaming like pushing with that, like Gabynator I'm talking about, by the way.
Yeah. You got banned and then you used nothing. OP. And remember his account name? It was a Unicorn Story, like 666 or some shit like that. What kind of fucking, like, Unicorn Story 666? I definitely believe that's your actual account, man.
Holy shit. Yo, Gabynator, the fucking legend. Oh man, but how did that not bother you? How did that not bother you, dude? What did it bother you?
Like I said, I don't care. Like I don't need other people's validation. I don't need like a medal to know like if I'm good or not. Like I don't pursue like looking good. I'd rather just like genuinely be good at whatever I do. Not that that's even necessarily what I approach or pursue.
But
like,
what if you definitely pushed leaderboards and tried to go for it to the point where it said rank 1? So that means you.
I mean, that was free. Nobody.
Was that?
It was good. It was free. Unless it's like 2 months into the season when they got like 3,000 Paragon levels.
There's like a 3,000 Paragon botter guy, and then you're like, well, what the fuck is this? And that was what because I'd be trying to compete against someone who's like literally got 24/7 uptime, and it's like, well, what the fuck do you even do in that situation when there's a guy with 2K Paragons on you?
I mean, to me, it's just like, I know that's not it's just like not even like a peak. Like leaderboards in a game like this, I think are kind of dumb. Like, sure, you can add them, but like I would never take them that seriously. It's just a thing to do in the game.
But they're fun. They have fun though. I feel like they were fun.
It depends on the Greater Rift pushing was kind of fun sometimes, but fighting the boss for 8 minutes and hoping it's like binder or some shit is stupid. Like whatever.
Or Blighter, bro.
Amelin.
Well, Stone Boy was the old guy. He had like half the HP. Okay.
Yeah.
To segue from King Kongor and Gabynator, so what is this? So this Gralliboar character.
Yeah, Gralliboar.
Well, okay. So is he some sort of neo-Nazi racist, or is that someone impersonating him, pretending to be him?
Oh, they like whenever like you get like he comes into your chat and he spams, and it's like a similar name to like Grolly or whatever, and he's just spamming like racist crap.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
Slurs.
I've been trying to find out who that is too. Like I don't know. Like that person comes into my chat. It's not Grolly as though, but I don't know
dark
who it is.
Gralliboar.
Yeah, he's like an evil version, like an alternate version. Yeah, he comes into my channel. He goes into some people's channels too. I know, like obviously yours. I forget who else's though.
Why is he? What his connection does he have with Gralliboar? Does he just hate that guy, and was he trying to like smear? Like, is it like a smearing campaign against this? Like, what is he like? Like, why would he be trying to be some random chatter?
I've been trying to figure out who it is because like I banned a bunch of people, and then I check to see if it's like suspicious monitor whenever the evil Gralliboar comes into the chat, but it never says he's like a suspicious like banned person, so I don't know who he is. Trying to figure it out, man. To be fair, I haven't seen the evil Grolly in a while, like at least like half a year.
Yeah, dude, he has gone. He has gone. No, that's crazy. It's Kriparian or Jip. No, I don't think it's Kriparian, dude.
Could be Crip. It's possible. Like
to wrap it up, if you got any final closing statements you want to make, any comments you want to make about?
Take my money, asshole.
Yeah, when are you going to resume your, like, I'm at the Wall of Flesh in my Terraria Zenith seat. I'm waiting on you to catch up before I launch it back up. So, like, how long is that going to take for you to catch back up?
I think it's about, like, what are we talking, like, the drops will get, like, a week left or something? So, maybe, like, no. Whenever there's downtime, bro, I do plan on hitting up the Zenith seat again, bro. It's fucking lit.
That shit's kind of fun.
No, it is. Well, wait, what the fuck? Wait, you're at the Wall of Flesh?
Yeah.
Wait, I've already been the Wall of Flesh, I think. Wait, am I crazy? I feel like I've already been. Wait.
You died to like a trash mob.
There was like some
little.
Wait, there was a space. No, wasn't there a space area or something like with some invisible guy?
Yeah, you went into the like whatever that like special like liquid shit is. I forget what it's called.
Wait, is that post or pre-hard mode? I don't even remember. Not in Zenith.
It's
pre. Fuck. Okay, pre-Zenith. Yep. Well, there you go. Okay, no, you're pretty further ahead than me then. Shit.
Yeah, but we're gonna play Dota also.
I'm never playing. Well, okay. I'm literally never gonna play Dota. Like, I will. I'll tell you what. If because stream snipers, bro. Let me tell you.
I just found perfect gloves, dude. Thanks to you. Thanks, man.
Wait, what the fuck? I don't have good luck, dude. You sure Steelimage is in the chat or something, dude?
I haven't seen Steelimage since this game has come out. I'm gonna be honest.
He's around, brother. He's around. He's also just like third level 100 at this point, I think. They're just fucking
chat constantly asking him to kill Uber Lilith every moment. I feel like that's what would happen.
Wait, has he not killed Uber Lilith? He must have killed it, right?
Of course not. Of course not. Let's be honest. 100% he has not.
No,
There's
wait.
0% chance.
What do you mean? Wait, no, sure. Wait, has Steelimage killed Uber Lilith yet?
It's scary. It's gonna make his heart rate go up. Like that shit's scary on hardcore.
Wait, he has a fucking. Wait, he has the potion.
That's not enough for sure. And insurance. This chat's gonna make fun of him.
Holy, that's actually soy as fuck, bro. Wait, I didn't even think about that. I just made the assumption that he had killed Uber Lilith at this point. I didn't even.
It's all soy. Dude, like, I'm telling you, man, they're scared to do that kind of stuff. And rightfully so, because Uber Lilith is pretty fucking scary unless you cheese it with like a necromancer or something.
Holy, he's Steelimage. Wait, does Steelimage? What did he just type? Fuck off, lol W. Yo, he's scared, bro. Like he's actually like he's acting really scary in chat, and I'm seeing it right now. Holy fuck, you're actually totally right. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's
Wait,
scary.
Ziz was doing it, bro. What did you saying? Ziz
Yeah,
is gonna be
now
like
he
less
can't-
soy?
Now he can't. Well, now he can't do it anymore because he died.
Getting shit by
That's
Lil. Yeah.
scary.
He's saying getting shit dug by Lil. Okay, Steelimage, ask yourself this question, deep down. Do you think if I was level 100, I would have attempted Lilith many times at this point, or not? Ask yourself that. If I led a level 100 character, would I not have attempted this fucking boss many times?
You know who I have money on to kill it next in hardcore? Genuinely,
No.
Dat mods.
Yeah. How to
Yeah,
pay?
I think so.
I don't see why he wouldn't have at this point, right? Like, isn't it?
He tries every night. He tries every night. He's slowly getting better. Slowly. Like, he tries every night for like 8 hours or something. He still hasn't got... I think he's like at phase 2 or something, barely. He's slowly getting better.
I mean, yeah, there you go. I just forget everyone's going to kill it. I just don't get it. Won't everyone just kill it?
If you play like Necromancer, but if you play like Rogue or a Barb, it's really, really hard. Like, you actually have to like have a brain that works. I really enjoyed it. I think it's better than a Path of Exile fight, but, you know, I'm kind of masochistic.
That's fucking crazy. That is fucking crazy. All right. Well, thank you very much, Alkaizer, for coming on. I honestly didn't expect. The last time we talked was literally like years ago.
I mean, I shitpost in your chat.
Yeah, but that's not really talking, bro. Shit, it's just shit posting in your chat. I don't even type. Well, to be fair, I do type in your chat occasionally as well. But you know, it's been a while, dude. So it's cool. Oh fuck! And Sibley sent me another message.
Also, I want to throw this out there. Whoever's doing your YouTube videos, like, I clicked a couple and they're fucking awful. I'm just gonna throw. I don't know who's doing it. Like, I clicked the YouTube video and it was 100% clickbait, and it was just a bunch of clips strung together, and I didn't get the content that was being advertised by the title. And this happened like 2 different videos, and I was like, man, this channel fucking sucks.
I'm gonna have to get this guy off the fucking stream here in a second. Jesus fucking Christ, dude! What are you
I'm just
doing?
saying.
It's good.
You might want to look at you might want to look into your YouTube content, because like the title and what I'm getting in the video aren't like the same.
I'm breaking
like I feel like I'm being false advertised.
I'm breaking up.
False advertised.
Yo, GG, Alkaizer. See you later, brother.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Maybe he's talking shit about my fucking... The motherfucker's talking shit about my goddamn YouTube, brother. I'm trying to fucking... He's starting to fucking talk shit about my goddamn YouTube. Holy shit. It's good. It's good. Okay, fuck you guys. What the fuck?
Because he is.
God.